AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect
Raymond, just so
time
you're
to
aware,
act.
I have a
A friend
3:15
recently told
interview
me
with
that securing life insurance
the guy that
sooner
does the
rather than
Wildcat
later
women's
can help you
play-by-play
lock
because
in
they
lower
play at
rates for
4:30.
years to come.
So that's the only structured
I bumped this
segment
up
I
on
have.
my list and
Everything
got it
else
done.
is wide
I
open.
called Select Quote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable
Are
life
you going to
insurance
jump on in the
is.
first
I'm
segment?
40
Or
and
do
got a
you wanna-
$500,000
My first segment
policy
is
for
from 3
$16
to
a month.
3:10.
My husband's also 40
So-
and his $500,000
After the
policy
three-
was
okay,
only
so then,
$18 a month.
So
Plus,
it'll be
with Select
3:40
Quote's
will be the
same-day
next, 'cause
coverage,
I have
there
a
was
little
no
short
medical exam
segment
required,
in
and we were
between 3
covered
and
by the time we
3:35.
hung up.
It's just
Knowing
5
I have
minutes,
this
so
checked
I'll
off my
do
list feels
about 3:40
amazing,
will be
but the
when you
peace
go.
of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And we're coming to you live from Pima College, the West Gymnasium here up on West Anklam Road. First time we've brought the show up here to Pima College. Great to be in this great facility where some of the best junior college basketball in the state of Arizona is played every single week between the Pima Aztecs women's team and the Pima Aztecs men's basketball team. It is Region 1, Division 2, Region 1 weekend here, and we've got games Wednesday and Thursday, hopefully again Friday and Saturday. The women will kick things off with their semifinal game tonight against Phoenix College. The Pima Aztec ladies, the number 1 seed, as they won the Division II regular season championship with a record of 16-2 overall. Mesa finished second, losing twice to the Aztecs, including here last week in the finale of the regular season. The third time that those two teams had play. Mesa finished 14-4. Scottsdale at 13-5. Phoenix, the opponent tonight for the ladies, comes in at 9-9. The Aztecs have won 12 consecutive games, and they have an overall record of 24-4. We got here a little bit about an hour ago. They were just wrapping up their shoot-around and looking forward to an exciting night of basketball here. Tip-off at 7 o'clock tonight for Pima ladies and the Phoenix Bears, as a berth in the national tournament is on the line this week. And you know it's going to come down, or at least it generally does, to Pima and Mesa on the women's side. Mesa, the number 2 seed. They'll host Scottsdale this evening as well. And then the winners of the games tonight will advance to the final. If Pima wins, obviously they will host the Region 1 final on Friday night here at the West Gymnasium, and the winner of that contest goes on to the national tournament. The men, just another unbelievable season on their side for Brian Peabody's crew, an undefeated regular season for the Pima Aztec men's basketball program in Division II. They finished 30-0, 18-0 in the ACC AC. The number 1 seed on the men's side, South Mountain, finished second at 14-4, Scottsdale at 10-8, Glendale at 9-9. Glendale will be the opponent here tomorrow night for the men in the semifinals of the Division II Region 1 tournament. And the guys, again, last year started their season by winning 34 consecutive games, and they'll try to continue that roll on into Michigan and potentially bring home a national championship. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. If you'd like to talk some Pima athletics with us today, we certainly would love to do that. Also coming up in about a little over an hour and a half in Kansas City, Missouri. It is the first round of the Big 12 women's basketball tournament for your Arizona Wildcats. Becky Burke and her crew taking on the rivals down north, the ASU Sun Devils, for a third time this season. ASU took both meetings during the regular season. Derek Palmer is going to join us from Kansas City in this first hour. We'll get his thoughts on everything that is happening there. We'll find out he's had an up close look at the glass floor, which debuted. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, and today it debuted with its first games at the Big 12 Women's Basketball Tournament. I'm out here at Pima College. J.W. Madden back in studio. J-Dub, your thoughts on what you've seen thus far? The court design is very similar to what we saw last year with the X1112s all throughout in kind of that parquet look or whatever you want to call that, but now it's just in an LED glass fashion than it was last year.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I've said this ad nauseum, but I used to be a graphic designer in a previous life, and I think the biggest issue last year was the contrast, because the white of the Roman numerals contrasted against the darkness as they moved the cameras back and forth, kind of created a bit of a moire pattern. But this year, DK, it seems like they've put a little bit of transparency on the Roman numerals, so it actually looks great. And just a quick preview from Mr. Derek Palmer out there in Kansas City. He says it's awesome.
Okay, awesome.
I just talked to him. He said that the court is awesome, so you can get all of his thoughts. He's sitting right there next to the court. So, yeah, I mean, I watched the first game, the BYU-Houston women's game, to kick off the Big 12 women's side of things in the tournament, and it looks great on TV. But apparently it looks even better in person.
Yeah, well, there you go. Looking forward to getting Derek's thoughts on that and the Arizona women's basketball season. Can they extend their year? That is the big question that'll be asked as they go into this game today, win, and get another one tomorrow at the same time, 4:30. The Wildcat ladies would have to win 5 games. It's been done. It's been done in this era of expanded conferences where a team has won 5 games at their conference tournament to get to the NCAA automatic berth. It is something that has been done. It is definitely not an easy road to have to play 5 consecutive games. I mean, J-Dub, we've seen a lot of these tournaments, the MTEs early in the year where they play 3 days in a row, but to have to play 5 games in a row, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And not only that, DK, but you're not getting the preferential time slots, right? Because if you're playing those first few days of the tournament, you're generally playing at some odd hours. And so, yeah, to go 5 days, to be a team that's starting your postseason tournament has pretty much zero chance of making the NCAA tournament, and finding a way to get that done is remarkable. We all remember the Kemba Walker teams that did that for UConn when they won the national championship. I think they won 11 in a row after really slipping in the Big East. That's probably the most famous 5 wins in 5 days to get a preferable seed. I'd have to look it up, DK, but there can't have been too many teams in the history of Power 4, Power 5 conferences to win 5 games in 5 days.
No, it has happened, but I think maybe once or twice is about as far as you would get with that. Texas Christian, TCU won the Big 12 on the women's side this year with a record of 15-3. They edged out the West Virginia Mountaineers, who finished 14-4. Baylor, also a power at 13-5. Oklahoma State came in at 12-6. Wildcats, if they beat Arizona State, who are the 10th seed, the Wildcats are the 15th seed. If they beat Arizona State, they get a date with Jada Williams and the Iowa State Cyclones tomorrow in the second round. So, again, 2 really potentially fun games if you can get a win tonight for your Arizona women's basketball team to beat the rival third time. It won't have anything to do, or it won't have any effect on the Territorial Cup Series, because the Sun Devils have already won both of the regular season meetings. So the best that Arizona can do is finish 1-2 in that respect. But to knock them out of this tournament ASU. Probably ASU, I would think, is going to the NCAA tournament. They finished 500 in league. They're 22-9 overall. And then to get an opportunity maybe to knock out Iowa State. Iowa State at 22-8 and 10-8 in the conference. They likely to probably headed to the NCAA tournament. And then you keep going after that and see what you can do. Kansas City can be a place where special things happen in this special time of the year as we have reached March, and let the madness begin. Again, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. There have already been – so the Wildcats game is actually the third game of the day in Kansas City. There was the first game earlier was the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Kansas State Wildcats. That game was won by Kansas State 91-66. So Kansas State advances to play tomorrow. The other game in the early session just completed. BYU knocks off Houston. Houston was the 16th seed, finishing at 1-17 in conference play. BYU beats Houston 76-66. So they have advanced there. So it'll be BYU and Utah, a rivalry game tomorrow in the second round. Kansas State, the 12 seed, will face Texas Tech, the 5 seed. I mentioned Iowa State awaits the winner of Arizona and Arizona State, and Colorado, the 6th seed, will await the winner of the final game of the day in Kansas City, and that's 11th seed Kansas against number 14 Central Florida coming up tonight. The 4 byes went to the top 4 teams. TCU, I mentioned 1, West Virginia 2, Baylor 3, Oklahoma State 4. They get double byes. They will not play till the quarterfinals on Friday, and then the semifinals on Saturday. And then an interesting little plot twist that not only affects this tournament, but also affects the Arizona Wildcats on the softball field coming up this week. We're going to talk about all that straight ahead, but Derek Palmer is going to join us coming up from Kansas City. We'll get you set for tonight's game, Arizona and Arizona State. We're at Pima College getting you ready as well for women's basketball out here. It is the Division II Region 1 semifinals tonight between the Aztecs and the Phoenix Bears. DK on the Sports Tip coming to you live from the West Gym. Pima College, you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Empowered. Ellie here is getting the
Yeah, so we got Derek through the board, and he sounds clean, so that'll work.
Cool.
She worked with Empower and planned for her next move. So she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Clones. What do we want when we're craving protein or we need some more energy? Not bars, not sugary snacks, not energy drinks. What we want is beef, pure and simple. So where's the beef? It's in a package of Old Trapper beef jerky. Old Trapper is not your father's jerky. It's not shriveled, dry, and tasteless. Old Trapper beef jerky is made from lean strips of steak and quality spices that are smoked over a real wood fire. So it's tender and it's tasty. It's not tough. And why is it so good? Because Old Trapper is a 50-year-old family business known for their relentless commitment to quality. They take smoked beef extremely seriously, and you can taste it in every single bite. Old Trapper is packed with protein. It comes in 4 great flavors to satisfy all your cravings. Quality smoked meat at its finest that goes with you wherever you go, to the game, to the gym, to the beach. So look for Old Trapper in the Clearview bag. You can see the quality you're buying. Look for it in major retail stores near you. If you don't see it, clones, ask for it by name, because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions reported Silverbell near Cortero, south of Cortero on Silverbell. Sarita Road and I-19 on Sarita Road at I-19. Also crash at Prince Road and Mountain. Closure 22nd Street between Cherry Belle Avenue and Tucson Boulevard. Some of your potential alternate routes may be Broadway Boulevard, Aviation Parkway, Silver Lake, or 36th Street instead. 50, the overnight low, 80, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 81 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by America 250 Arizona.
Hey folks, Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes here. An exciting traveling museum is coming to the Tucson area. The Road to 250 brings American and Arizona history to life. Learn more at america250az.org.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, coming to you live from Pima College, the West Gym up here on West Anklam Road. It is Region 1 playoff time on the NJCAA level. The ladies will open up play tonight in the semifinals against the Phoenix Bears, and then tomorrow the men will have their semi-final game against Glendale, and hopefully a finals for the ladies on Friday night and the men on Saturday night here to clinch berths in the national tournament. Also tonight, it's your Arizona women's basketball team playing in the first round of the Big 12 Conference Tournament. Let's go out to Kansas City, T-Mobile Arena, and join the voice of the Arizona women's basketball team, Derek Palmer, who's got a front row view. This is indeed a view from courtside, a view from the glass courtside that is now the Big 12 tournament. Derek, do you have your sunglasses on right now?
Yes.
Just a little?
It's totally awesome. The intros for the BYU Houston game were spectacle. And I can only imagine what the energy is going to be like when the men's tournament is here, because the lights are bright. They're coming from every direction, including directly beneath you, and it is legitimately cool.
You were at this tournament last year for the first time, Derek. How is it? How is this tournament from the women's side? I know I talked to several of the other members of the media that went, and they raved about how it's a very well-run event on both the women's and the men's sides.
Oh yeah, no, the Big 12 treats us incredibly well.
Yeah.
I made the joke last year. I'd come walking in to get my media pass, and they hand me a goodie bag, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I didn't ask for this. And I finally said, is this for me? And they said, yes. And I said, huh? And they said, what? And I said, the only thing the Pac-12 ever gave me was a hard time. And they didn't know what to say about that because apparently they're just into the whole hospitality thing here.
Now, at the men's tournament, though, DJ Khaled is performing. Is there a concert for the women's tournament? I didn't hear anything about a concert on the women's side.
No, and I didn't either. Now I feel a little shortchanged. But there is a DJ here, and she's been spinning the hits.
All
so
right.
we'll
female
take what we can
DJ
get.
or male DJ?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
yes,
We got a female DJ. I like that right there. Derek Palmer coming to us live from T-Mobile Arena in Kansas City. Does the court play any differently? Have you seen in the early games? Is there anything you've noticed about how it plays?
I saw a BYU player early. Looked like she kind of had a sneaker situation, but it didn't seem like it was really causing anybody any kind of troubles. It was funny watching between games. Usually they might bring out a Zamboni or definitely have a series of brooms on it. This time they got in both painted areas. They were doing some caulking, and there's still somebody underneath one of the baskets, like tending to one of the panels that they just. I don't know if they needed to re-cement it or something, but they're right now making sure about the caulking job that they did. It's definitely weird to come to a basketball arena and have that smell of new plumbing that is right now dominating. But that's the only. I mean, I walked on the floor. It feels a little bit different, but it doesn't necessarily feel weird. Whatever sort of influence it may have on the style of play is going to be minimal, and it's going to look so awesome. I think you got to go ahead and roll those dice.
All right, fourth time in the postseason. These two teams have played. First time since 2012. ASU won the two meetings during the regular season. What do we know about the Sun Devils, Derek, from those two meetings that the Wildcats need to try to remember and use to try to get the win tonight?
That's a loaded question because the first two games were so close, dude. 4 possessions separate these teams over the first 4 games. And you talk about the first one when the Cats were still hopeful that you're going to have some time with Mickey Purdue playing without Tanny Welch, who she was available but was just not able to go in a game of that sort of spirit. So there's one way to look at that loss, but then ASU comes back on the other end, was able to get the win in Tucson without its starting point guard, even though she wasn't necessarily effective the first game. And really both games came down to, Gabby Elliott was the best player on the floor. Coincidentally, both times that the Cats in these games were able to go on extended runs came when she was out with an injury of sorts. So, can they do something like that without the assumption that she's going to miss any amount of time for any reason? That, I think, is question one. But they continue to do a great job defending the number 2 offensive option in McKenna Brackens until in Tucson, the last possession in regulation when she was able to hit that contested mid-range jumper, and then she started looking like her statistical true self in overtime. So, these 2 games have been marred by a series of unforced errors. Just as the most egregious example is that you're up 4 in the final minute and you foul a 32% three-point shooter in Gabby Elliott. She's a capable three-point shooter, but you probably don't need to run her off the line quite that aggressively. If they don't do that and she doesn't hit 2 free throws, then you're talking about, maintaining a 4-point lead with the basketball inside a minute and not giving Brackens an opportunity to hit that tough shot. So it's a circumstance where the ASU definitely has the 2 best players that are going to be on the floor in the form of Elliott and Brackens. But despite that, the Cats have been playing them so close. They just got to not make those kinds of mistakes.
It is the first round of the Big 12 women's basketball tournament in Kansas City, Arizona. Arizona State coming up at 4:30. Coverage begins with Derek Palmer at 4:15 over on Freedom 1400. Derek joining us for a few moments from the T-Mobile Arena. Derek, Samaya Sugapong, double figures now in 13 of her last 15, coming off a 31-point career-high performance in the regular season. She has just gotten better and better since obviously the unfortunate injury to Michaela Purdue that kind of forced her to become the leading scorer. But she's just gotten better and better and better. What do you like about the way she's grown her game these last 15 contests?
She's scoring at all three levels and not missing layups. That was kind of a thing that was plaguing her at the beginning of the season, but has provided some desperately needed consistent shots from the outside. But to her credit, when those shots aren't falling, she's still able to manufacture a way to get her way into double figures most of the time. But when Purdue went down, the Cats had almost no threat from the perimeter. And it took until Sugapong was able to find the mark here over the last couple of weeks to really get something that's going to soften up the interior. And one of the big numbers when you look at the first two games against ASU is Arizona was shooting 7 of 33 combined from three-point range, which is the sort of number where you're probably like, stop shooting that. But now they got a player in Sugapong who at least is going to give the defense pause, because this team's offense is going to work best when it's getting to the 10 and getting to the foul line. And it's been hard to do so when nobody's been able to make the defense wonder if that shot's got a chance when they wind it up from outside the arc. But Samaya's doing that now. And I mean, more importantly, she is combining with Cornfield to provide a legitimate second scoring threat to the point where, you can count on those two getting numbers and then just waiting for the defense to make sure that it's doing its job. The shortcomings that they've had recently, you can kind of look at the way the offense is produced, and there's really only been two or maybe kind of a third scorer, but it's on the defensive side where the coaching staff has been the most frustrated. So if you can get those two to get their points, can everybody else continue to defend like they are? And then you can start talking about some upsets.
Who's the X factor, Derek? Is it maybe someone off the bench like a Cameron Kitchen or Molly Ladwick, or is it somebody in the starting lineup like a Denia Trammell? Who's that X factor you think needs to step up for the Wildcats to get another date with Iowa State?
It continues to seem like you need to look at the front court. Because the front court in a matchup that doesn't seem like it's one that should skew so favorably in ASU's favor, it continues to do so. So if they can get some production, especially out of Francois, who against ASU is a combined 2 for 6, and that 6 shots in 2 games seems like something that she should be able to correct. But otherwise, the X factor is generally looking at something that players who don't usually do stuff, or at least don't do it in the volume that they have for ASU, are able to do so. And the best example is going to be Arizona playing essentially 45 minutes of zone against ASU in Tucson, but ASU characteristically knocking down threes. That doesn't usually happen to the tune that they had done, or having a player hop off ASU's bench and come up with 7 rebounds or something like that. I think that the X factor is probably less what can any one Wildcat player produce, and more so what can the team prevent Arizona State from doing.
Obviously, last year, Derek, you had Jada Williams on the team. That brought in some folks to Kansas City. Molly Ladwick. I think Molly is from, if I'm not mistaken, is it Molly or Cameron that's from Omaha? Is it Molly that's from Omaha, Nebraska? Yeah. So do you anticipate there'll be at least a little bit of a crowd, a U of A crowd at all?
Yeah, we got some super fans that are planning on coming out.
Okay.
So I imagine that there's going to be some interest.
All
but
right.
I haven't been told to keep an eye out for anything.
There you go. Derek Palmer, he'll have the call coming up 4:30 for you. 4:15 coverage begins from the T-Mobile Arena from Kansas City. Arizona State. Derek, have a great call. Let's win 5 in a row. How many has that ever happened on the women's side? Do you know? Has anyone ever won 5 in a row from the lower side of the bracket to win a conference tournament championship.
I mean, Texas Tech did something last year nobody was expecting. So, there have been things that have occurred, maybe not to that sort of a grand outcome, but Tech, I think, came and won 3 games when nobody was expecting it to compete for 1 last year.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Strange things have happened. It is March, and there is madness.
There you go. All right, win 5 in a row. Derek, if we get to Friday, we'll probably talk to you again.
Excellent. I'll be here.
All right. Derek Palmer, he is the voice of your Arizona women's basketball team getting set to tip off in Kansas City for the first round of the Big 12 women's basketball tournament. 4:15 again, coverage time on Freedom 1400. 4:30 is tip-off, Wildcats and the Sun Devils. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We're at Pima College here on West Anklam Road, getting you set for women's basketball. Here it is the Division II Region 1 semifinals tonight. Pima Phoenix on the ladies' side. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-827-4006. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-827-4006. 800-827-4006. 800-827-4006.
Tucson, get ready. Championship golf is back. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. PGA Tour champions battle it out for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. And it's all for a great cause, benefiting colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Don't miss it. March 20th through the 22nd. Get your tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50
About a
bonus
minute.
credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 bonus credit in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Now on Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks also has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And with player stacks, you can also pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today, use the code ROAM, and get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coming to you live from Pima College here on West Anklam Road. It is the beginning of the Division II Region 1 tournaments, both the men and the women and the men, as the women will be on the floor tonight here at 7 o'clock. Pima and Phoenix will be the ball game. Let's get in our Westwood 1 top plays for today. So last night, J-Dub, we had they tricked us again. Well, maybe they didn't trick us, but we went with their.
What did they do this time?
We went with their decision to not take UCLA. Well, actually, I'm sorry. We went against their decision. We did. So they told us to take UCLA over Nebraska last night, and because the Bruins had, I think, lost 3 games in a row going in, and so we decided that we wanted to harp on the downfall of the Bruins. So we were going to take Nebraska in that game last night on the money line, Nebraska over UCLA. And, of course, the Bruins did come out and play well enough to win, knocking off the Cornhuskers last night in the Big Ten. So we did not follow their directions, and we lost on that one. 72-52 was the final, as they held the Cornhuskers to just 52 points in that game, snapping Nebraska's 3-game winning streak. Also last night, we had Chet Holmgren. We did go with this. They told us to take Chet Holmgren last night of the Oklahoma City Thunder over 9.5 rebounds. We did do that. We felt good about that. And he got 11 last night, so we did pick up a win on that. So win and a loss last night on our Westwood 1 top plays. We've got 2 tonight. Let's hear what they're giving us here.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you. The Thunder in the next clash at the Garden, and I think the reigning MVP is primed for a big night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander missed 9 games with an ab injury, and his first 2 games back, 36 and 30 points. He was out last night in OKC's game against the Bulls, so he's fresh. The Knicks played in Toronto last night, so I think they will have a tough time slowing SGA down. He dropped 39 and 33 points in the 2 meetings versus the Knicks last year. I'm going over on SGA's points. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, now that point total is 30.5 tonight. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 30.5 points. That's what they're saying. That's at minus 105. The favorite play is to take the under there, under 30.5 at minus 125. Shai with 31 or more points tonight. J-Dub, what do you think? And that's against who they're playing, the Knicks, I think he said? I did not hear the opponent.
I will never bet against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scoring over 30. Do you know the 20?
Knicks.
You know the 20-point streak stat?
I think you've mentioned it before, but mention it again.
The most consecutive games an NBA player has ever scored over 20 points is Wilt Chamberlain, and that occurred in 1961 to 1963. He did it 126 consecutive games. He scored 20 or more. Shai just scored his 20th point streak is now at 123 games, DK.
Wow.
He's only 3 games away from breaking a Wilt Chamberlain record that has almost stood for 100 years. So, yeah, no, I mean, especially when you get another guard like Brunson in front of him, Shai, takes those matchups pretty personally, and he is their offense, and he Where he goes, the Thunder go, and obviously being out for a bit of time, like there's no doubt that Shea's going to be a little bit of aggressive. So I see him getting 30 easy. Yeah.
All right. So I was going to take the under, but you say take the over. So we'll go ahead and take the over on Shea, getting I think that was, what did I say, minus 105. So minus 105, Shea over 30.5 points. Also tonight on the college side, they told us to take Miami plus 1.5. I'm sorry, they told us to take Miami plus 1.5 on the road over SMU. I like that play. We'll go with the Hurricanes plus the 1.5 tonight in the ACC.
I did look up, by the way, the 5 games in a row in a conference tournament.
Yeah.
It's only happened twice.
Okay. That's what I thought. I thought it was only once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find any information on the women's side of things, DK, but we all remember the Kemba Walker year 2011. That's when UConn won 5 in a row. NC State,
right.
Yeah, just 2 years ago, 2024 postseason tournament, they won 5 in a row. And at the time, I think there were 7 and 10 in the conference. So they needed to win the tournament to get in.
There you go. We've got much more coming up for you. Straight ahead, we're going to chat with April Jesse. She is the award-winning athletics trainer out here at Pima College. She makes sure all the athletes stay healthy and ready to go to compete every single night. DK on the Sports Tip coming to you from Pima College, where I'm actually in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. People could just do strange things, putting David Kelly in the Hall of Fame. There you go. We'll have much more coming up
Lots
for you.
of autograph seekers today out
I
there
don't know
for
about that. I don't know if anybody's going to want my autograph tonight. We'll get you more coming up as we get you set for basketball here tonight. Cricket now getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together Center. Collisions that are reported at Oracle and Linda Vista, Columbus, south of Pima, Silver Bell, south of Cortero, and also Sarita Road and I-19. Some slowing, expect that. That is at Keno and Ajo road work there. More road work at Palo Verde and Irvington. 50 the overnight low, 80 partly cloudy tomorrow, and 81 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by America 250 Arizona.
Hey folks, Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Font is here. An exciting traveling museum is coming to the Tucson area. The Road to 250 brings American and Arizona history to life. Learn more at america250az.org.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
About 30
For me,
seconds.
The real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2859. 800-488-2859. That's 800-488-2859.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're coming to you live from Pima College, getting you set for Division II Region 1 weekend. Ladies will be on the floor tonight. Fellas tomorrow. Both the Pima Aztec men's and women's teams trying to get to the national tournament. Exciting time of year up here on West Anklam Road. We have our first guest here. She is the 16th year, you said?
16th
See
year.
your bio. You got to get on Raymond. Raymond was he's saying that people don't take pictures and update their pictures around here. You don't even update the years, Raymond. Come on. You got to give April her due here. 16 years. As the lead athletics trainer here at Pima College. We're just ragging on Raymond Suarez. That's our guy over there, the outstanding sports
Right.
information director here.
Amazing.
April, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I have the face for radio, so I'm
Well,
good
there
to
you
go.
Well, unfortunately now on radio we do video too.
you know,
So
okay.
So hopefully you put on a little bit of makeup if
Right?
you felt
You know, we're good.
it's weird. People look like oh, I'm gonna be on TV. I gotta touch up my makeup and all that.
No problem.
What made you want to get into training, April?
I actually was an athlete growing up. I played softball my whole life, and so I actually told my mom, like in 5th grade, that I loved the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, wow.
And so I was a fan of Joe Prosky, who is a Arizona athletic trainer in the Athletic Hall of Fame for Arizona. And I said, I want to do what he does. I'm going to be the first female athletic trainer for the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, wow.
I didn't quite get there, but
Okay.
I love what I do. I love the community college level. I love my athletes. And so I wanted to combine my love of medicine and sports. And so my mom said, like any good mom, if you put your heart into it and work hard, you can do whatever you set out to do. And that was my goal from then on. And kind of straight focused, knew what I was going into. I was fortunate that a lot of my peers go to college and don't know what they want to get into. And I
Right.
was like, nope, this is what I want to do. And so that made it happen. So that's what I decided to do.
Now, we will tell people that April is an Arizona State graduate, so
I
she's
am.
extremely happy about her
Go my
Sun Devils
Devils.
knocking off the Kansas Jayhawks last night.
I know I'm in enemy territory, but but you have to give us some credit because we helped you guys a little bit, right? We knock off Kansas, that helps you guys in the
Right.
polls, right?
Exactly.
So,
You would think so.
We're trying to help out. We're
There
trying
you
to help
go.
out.
There you go. So how did you find out about this gig down here? Were you looking at JC overseas specifically, or did somebody say, hey, there's an opening down at Pima?
So actually, funny story is I did my internship. So when you're in college and you're looking into athletic training, you have to do so many hours of internship before you can sit for your certification exam. I actually did my internship at Phoenix College.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so got my start there. There was internship opportunities that they were combined with ASU. And they offered seniors at ASU internship opportunities over there. So went over there. So I started in the conference in 1999. So once I got my certification and I decided to go back for my graduate school, there was no spot for me because they had kind of filled up all the positions over there. So I trekked over to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I was the head athletic trainer there. And then I did like a 6-month stint in Hawaii, and I was the athletic trainer at University of Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
On the Hilo campus.
Okay.
The D2 over there. And at the same time that I had applied for Hawaii, I had applied because this job was open and I wanted to get back to Arizona. And so when I got over there, I got a call from Edgar Soto, who was the athletic director at the time, and said, hey, you know, we know you applied and you were our second choice, but the person that had taken the job really didn't work out for us, and asked if I had a job and if I wanted to fly back over from the other side. And so I said, I'd love to get back into the conference. Community college is a different beast, and you have kids that are still trying to get somewhere, and they still have things to gain and learn and stuff. And so I've always loved the community college setting. And so I was like, anything that can get me back in that community college setting, let's do it. And so I came back. And so now the athletic trainer at Phoenix College was my classmate at ASU. And so she's on her way down here right now. So we get to have a little game day reunion. Yeah. So now we're just on the opposite sides of the court instead of working together.
April Jesse is our guest. She is the lead athletics trainer here at Pima College. How is it different at this level in terms of the day-to-day of what you do?
We have a lot of more other duties as assigned. We are actually quite well taken care of here at Pima. So a lot of athletic trainers, by the way, shout out for National Athletic Trainers Month for all my athletic trainers out there.
Nice.
A lot of athletic trainers, especially in the high school level or any of those settings, they also have to do teaching responsibilities. They have to be a teacher. They have to do that. And then they kind of get a stipend to work the athletic training world afterwards. Here, we're straight up 100% just athletic trainers. We're not required to teach. We're not required to be in the classroom setting. We're just here for the health care of our athletes. So I think that's what's great about this level, and that's what's a little different. Now athletic trainers are everywhere. You have them in corporations. You have them in the military. You have them at, like Amazon and Google and all these big corporations. And then you have them in the hospital settings, and you have them in the doctor settings. So as an athletic trainer, we've expanded so much. This would be considered what we would call a traditional setting, that you're just an athletic trainer. But that also comes with, hey, you're on the road and we need to get the athlete to a hospital, or, hey, we're on the road, can we find a good place to eat? And so we kind of take on some of that role. At the junior college level, we don't have the money for the nutritionist. We don't have the money for some of the other big schools have. So we kind of try to take on some of that role and take some of that off of our coaches, so they're not necessarily having to try and do that and help out. And then we work it hand in hand with our strength and conditioning coaches. We have great strength and conditioning coaches, because our goal is to prevent injuries versus trying to get them after the fact. So that's what kind of is different and unique about the junior college setting.
How big is your staff?
I have 3 full-time certifieds, myself, Becky Fajardo, and Kylie Hagerstrand. Becky is a longtime athletic trainer. We got her from Saguaro High School.
Oh, wow.
She spent 20-plus years in the high school. Kylie is newer to the graduation. I think she's in her fifth year with us. She did a 1-year stint at Amphi High School before coming over here. And then we have an internship program. So we're unique in that level, is we have students that may be going into any kind of medical, nursing, athletic training, doctors, PAs, and they're just interested in medical and they want to get their prerequisites out of the way, and they come here to Pima. So we have an internship program that we can offer scholarships, like an athletic scholarship, and they work side by side and hand in hand. So right now there's us 3, and then we have 3 student interns that work with us side by side.
So take me through game. Obviously, we're game day. Take me what like these next few hours, what that's going to be like for you leading up to tip off.
I've actually been here since about 9:30. So the men had practice. So the men rolled in about at 10 o'clock. So I got here at 9:30, kind of get practice rolling. Men got their practice going. We did pre-practice treatments, taping, getting the water ready, getting them on the court, and then once they were done, they came in for their post-treatment practices, recovery, Normatex, ice baths, ice bags, and then the women rolled in. They did a shoot-around at 1:30, so they usually come in about half an hour to an hour before any shoot-around or practice to get any treatments. And then once their practice was done, then they came in and got their post-treatments done. And so that usually takes about an hour to 2 hours post-practice. If you're with our soccer team like Becky was this year, their post-practice treatments usually would take about 2 hours because there's like 30 of them, right? I get the smaller teams. It's the bonus of being the head. You get the smaller teams. And then so the women will get here. They're required to be dressed and on the court and ready by 5:30. So they'll start getting here around 4:30. And again, we'll start doing heat packs, any stim, taping skills. We get water set up, get bottles ready for the game. My student intern will come in and we'll try and get everything set up. And then at about 6 o'clock is when both teams get on the court. And so we kind of just watch for anything that we're seeing that's lingering. If somebody had an injury and we're trying to see if they're able to go fully tonight. You know, you always get those game time decisions you journalists love to have those game time decisions. So that truly is when those game time decisions may happen, is you're seeing something that just doesn't look right when they're doing their warm-ups and you thought they could go, but maybe they can't go this time around. So then that'll happen, and then 7 o'clock tip-off, hour and a half, 2 hours of game, which we're really involved every time out, every time somebody comes off the court, in addition to being able to watch, again, what's going on in the game setting, watching for any injuries or things that happen. We're also in charge of making sure there's no blood on anybody and all that kind of stuff. And then once that's over, it usually is probably about an hour, hour and a half. I get to leave just a little bit before Raymond. We're usually the last two in the gym.
Which is like, what, midnight?
Yeah. We're usually the last two in the gym, so some of the girls will come in and do any post-game treatments, and then you got to write up your injury reports if you have anything that's going on. And as healthcare professionals, we have to document everything. So we document when we give out an ice bag. We document when we give out, we're taping somebody. We document somebody if they're, needing to get something evaluated. So the documentation that people sometimes don't even see that happens on. So I'll probably be out of here. Probably, I would say, with the 7 o'clock start time, maybe around 10:30 tonight will be when I get out of here and get ready to go.
These are the fun weeks when you got four games in a row, right? Four game days in a row.
The coach is like, let's be the 1 seed. I'm like, let's do it.
So and obviously at times you got travel going on and teams are on the road at the same time.
Right.
How do you decide which team you're with, or how does that work?
The good news, like I said, we have 3 full-time certifieds, and so we're the only JUCO in Arizona that have 3 full-time certified. So that's one of the things we tout is we try to make our JUCO athletes feel like they're at a D1, right? We create a D1 experience at the JUCO level.
Right.
And so we assign ourselves. So I'm assigned for the past 16 years, I've been assigned to all the indoor sports. So that's both basketballs and volleyball. Last year I rolled over and I did women's soccer. Becky has men's soccer and the baseball team. Kylie did volleyball this year, but in the past she's done women's soccer and the softball team. And then we kind of all combined to do the track and field because there's just 80 of them and we can't all just do it once. And so when our team is here or traveling or whatever, we're going. So if my basketball team traveling, I'm on the road, and my other 2 assistants are at home taking care of whatever else is happening. So that's the creative part, is trying to figure out, making sure everybody gets covered. We have about 300 athletes, so you gotta make do where you can, and fill in the blanks.
Do you have to drive on the road too?
I get to get on that lovely bus.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You don't have to get behind the wheel.
No, I don't have to get behind the wheel. I get
There
on the
you go.
lovely bus. But some of that is we'll do treatments on the way home. We'll get some stuff going on the way home, so the athletes even on the way home can get some treatments. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, April, hey, we appreciate you taking
I
some time to
appreciate
join
you.
us.
Yeah.
Continued success. I know you're one of the favorite people around here. Everybody loves April for sure. Doing a tremendous job there. So lucky to have you.
Well, we all love David Kelly here.
Oh.
So just so you know, we all love David Kelly here.
Thank you very much. Thank you
But,
very much.
yes.
I've always enjoyed coming up here. You all have treated me extremely well during the years, and so it's a fun place to be.
It is a fun place to be, and come on out. You know, we have, like he said, we have some great basketball being played the next 4 days, and so it'll be a good time.
There you go. April Jesse, lead athletic trainer here at Pima College. It's DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up for you in the 4 o'clock hour. 2 more hours to go. Tip-off coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. It is Pima and Phoenix College. You are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported Oracle and Grant and Oracle, Wreck and Oro Valley, Oracle and Linda Vista and Oracle. Columbus south of Pima, other collisions Silver Bell south of Cortero and Saurita Road and I-19. Got some backups on westbound Aviation Parkway at Country Club. Think travel's really busy there because a lot of travel using that as an alternate route to 22nd Street between Tucson Boulevard and Cherry Belster Avenue, which is closed for years. 50, the overnight low, 80, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by America 250 Arizona.
Hey folks, Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Font is here. An exciting traveling museum is coming to the Tucson area. The Road to 250 brings American and Arizona history to life. Learn more at america250az.org.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit progressive.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
En garde! U.S. Olympians do it, your neighbor's kid does it, and yes, it's the only socially acceptable way to carry a sword, fencing. No, not the kind that keeps dogs in. This is the Olympic and Paralympic sport for all ages. Fencing is fun, safe, and welcoming. Physical chess that builds both body and mind. Kids and adults make friends fast, stay active, and even open doors to college programs nationwide. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
Progressive presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, all the furry four-legged co-pilots out there. Pets like Axel, Bandit, and Smokey, who may not understand humans but do listen to you rant about young people today for hours. Thanks, heroes. Know what else keeps safe truckers going? Saving an average of $6,181 when they elect to share their ELD data with us. Get a quote at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. 2025 National Average Safe Driver Enrollment Discount Savings for new Progressive customers. Excludes mandatory program participants. Not available in all states. Driving data could increase or decrease premiums at renewal.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Maybe this is you too. There is enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It's amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, This is why MetaShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MetaShare is proven. And yeah, you could save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Here's the number. They're easy to talk to. 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE.
Today on Hey Culligan Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yup, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And we're coming to you live from Pima College. It is the Division II Region 1 week as the semifinals are going to be happening here. We're going to have a couple of guests from the men's basketball team who are going to be joining us here momentarily. And we'll talk about the fellows who are undefeated on the season. They are 30-0, a 30-0 regular season for the second time in a row, the second year in a row. And we've got two members of the team joining us here. Gentlemen, how are you? Let me see. Okay, your mic. Try that one more time.
Hello.
There you go. Outstanding. And who do we got today?
Mason Hunt.
Mason, I know I've talked to you before. And Isaac Johnson. Outstanding.
Yes,
we got Mason and Isaac. And first of all, gentlemen, congratulations on one unbelievable season. Mason, obviously you were here last year for the team that went 34-0 to start this season. So tell me, as somebody that played on this team last year, how's it different last year than this year?
I think this year we're a lot better switching on defense. We're a little faster this year, and I just feel like we kind of use our legs to win games and just really smother teams on defense.
There you go. Isaac, you've been one of the top players, obviously, on this club as well. Region 1 or Division 2, Region 1, top player. What's been fun about this program and being a part of it? This is your second year as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's been fun just leading the team, honestly. Like, last year we had a lot of older guys, but this year it's just me, him, and, a couple other sophomores that are returning. So it's just been cool leading the team.
So a younger team than what you guys had last year. Did you think coming in, though, that you'd be able to duplicate what last year's team did?
I mean, we knew it was possible. Just, we all had to, just buy in every day, come to practice, and work hard.
And, Isaac, where are you from?
I'm from Oakland, California.
Oakland. So how did you end up down here? What brought you down to
I was playing in an unsigned senior tournament out in Phoenix against one of Peabody's, one of his friends. He was coaching one of the teams and then saw me play and then invited Peabody up to watch. So he just liked me from there and offered me.
So when you first got here, what did you think? Like Tucson, a lot of people, had you ever lived in the desert before? Was this anything like in terms of the weather that you'd ever been a part of? Or what did you initially think of kind of desert life out here?
Yeah, I never been in the desert before, but it's been cool, just besides the summer weather, it's nice out here. It reminds me of back home.
Okay, outstanding. Mason Hunt joining us as well. Isaac Johnson playing for Coach Peabody. Mason, what have you learned the last 2 years playing under the legendary Coach Brian Peabody?
Oh, it's been great. I feel like I've learned how to really use what he says as motivation, and I've learned how he can coach me hard, but it's not personal at all, and it's just all in competitive spirits.
In terms of, like you mentioned, he can be hard. Where is he like in terms of being hard? Is it are there certain aspects of his teachings, certain things that whether that's offense or defense that he harps on most when he's coaching you guys?
I think it's just competing, working hard, and just being a good teammate and helping each other out. If you come down, make a three, and then you're not in help defense, he's going to pull you out of the game because you got to help your teammates out.
Hey, Isaac, what have you learned about the way he coaches defense? I always harken back. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. There was a game where he took 3 timeouts and within 2 minutes because you guys weren't playing very good defense. So what have you learned about his? Because again, it is an offensive program. I mean, getting to 100 points is part of the thing, but obviously he also wants you guys to be able to defend at that end of the floor. What have you kind of learned about what he demands at the defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we do get out in transition a lot. That's how we try to score, but that is just as important as playing defense and doing the 98% rules that he preaches about every day and gets on us about.
Mason, I think I talked to you last year. You come down here from the Phoenix area. What have you? I mean, have you had people up in the valley that have asked you about this program, and other guys that maybe you grew up playing with club or anything like that? What do you tell them about? Hey, this is why you want to go to Pima because you'll have the opportunity to do this or this or this.
Yeah, so I'm from Prescott, and so when I go home, a lot of kids from my high school are wanting to come down here, and I tell them, you got to love it and you got to be ready to work as hard as you can every single day for it. And just that, it's not rocket science to what we do. You just got to show up and work your hardest every day.
Now, you mentioned from Prescott. Do you ski up there when there's snow on the ground? Or?
Yeah, I snowboard a little bit.
Snowboard, okay.
Not in season. So
Isaac, has he ever taken you up there to do any snowboarding?
Nah, we got some plans for the summer though. We got some plans, so I'll be out there.
Tell me about growing up in Oakland. How you learned the game. Some of the people. Did you grow up kind of watching those Warriors teams? I would imagine.
Yeah, big Warriors fan. I grew up around a lot of good basketball players, so that definitely helped me a lot. And instead of growing up in a place where basketball isn't too popular, it was good for me just growing up there.
Did you play a lot of schoolyard ball? I mean, kind of in the park and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's that competition like? Playing park ball in Oakland.
Nah, I mean it's good. It's just everybody wants it just as bad as everybody else. So it's dog eat dog world. So you just gotta just go out there and try your best.
Yeah, and obviously you guys come from completely different settings. I mean, you come from a city. Mason's coming up from kind of the mountains of Arizona. What has he told you about the environment he came with learning the game, and what have you told him about the environment you came from learning how to play this game?
I mean, I feel like we haven't talked too much about that. We just both share a like mind and wanting to win and compete. And, we just kind of joke how, this summer I'm going to bring him to Prescott and we're going to go to the rodeo and we're going to go take him out on the boat, and then I'm going to come to the bay and we're going to hang out. So.
Yeah, you ever ridden a horse, Isaac?
No, I ain't never done that. But
you have any horses, Mason?
Not me personally, but I got a lot of friends with them.
Mason Hunt, Isaac Johnson from the undefeated Pima men's basketball team, joining us, number 1 seed here in Division II. Hey, let's talk about, because you guys don't play the Division I teams in the ACC anymore, but Coach has tried to make that non-conference schedule as difficult as he can. How did you guys feel coming out of the non-conference about what you could potentially do going into conference season?
I mean, you go for it.
I mean, last year I felt like we had some better non-conference games. We had Dawson and Salt Lake there at the Christmas tournament. And this year it was definitely harder, but I think Peabody tries to get the best opponents he can for us and just try to get us to learn something out. Like if we can play a team that pressures a lot on defense, that'll help us down the road, or teams that are good at one of our weaknesses.
What's the scout? If I asked you, Isaac, give me a scouting report on yourself, what would you say?
I mean, I don't want to give that out. They're gonna use it against me. I can't.
I don't think the guys from Glendale are listening to the show. But
yeah, I mean,
what do you do best? What do you think you do best?
I think just taking advantage of my athleticism. It's a God-given talent, so I just use it as much as I can.
Obviously, we mentioned he grew up watching the Warriors. Who was your team, Mason?
I'm actually a Warriors fan too.
Okay.
I was a huge Kevin Durant guy.
All right.
So, and I was a bit of a bandwagon when I was little, so I wanted to cheer for the winning team. So it worked out.
Well, that's okay. I'm a Cavaliers fan, so I won't get too mad at y'all for keeping me from a few more titles that maybe we could have had. But we got the one coming back from 3-1. When you go, obviously going into this tournament, and you got some teams that you're very familiar with. You've played twice. Now you're going to play them a third time. What's difficult about that, Isaac, playing a team for the third time in your mind?
I mean, it's tough. You know, their scout on us is just gonna keep getting better. So we just got to make sure ours is, you know, on the same level, if not better than theirs, and just, you know, tack each game the same, even though we've played them multiple times. Just coming into every game and giving it more than what we normally do.
What's the thing you guys, Mason, you guys do something in the locker room after every game? How did that all start?
I mean, so we do a player of the game, and Peabody kind of started it last year where I think with 15 games left, he circled it and wrote it on the board, and then there's 2 players of the game, and one erases it, and the other one writes in the new number with how many games left. So that just started last year when we were trying to keep the undefeated streak alive, and then we did it again this year, so it came back.
What did you guys learn about what it takes to win once you get to Michigan, and how will you use that this year?
I mean, it's different basketball out there. You know, it's teams that we've never seen before. So, you know, just getting prepared during the season is top notch for us, top priority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like everybody there can dribble, they can shoot, they can pass, they can defend, and they're all strong. So it's just working hard to, you know, stay at that level, and it's kind of hard for us, you know, being all the way out here on the West Coast. We don't really know what they're doing all year, so just kind of tirelessly working towards what we experienced last year.
Mason Hunt joining us, Isaac Johnson as well from the Pima College men's basketball team. They'll play their semifinal game coming up tomorrow night, 7:30 here on the campus. If they win, they'll play Saturday for a chance to go back to the national tournament. Let's talk about some of the other guys that are on this team, guys. Isaiah Hill's a freshman who has really shined this year. Isaac, what do you like about what you've seen from Isaiah, local kid?
Yeah, no, Isaiah's been outstanding this year. You know, obviously player of the year, freshman of the year. I mean, he just worked for it and continue to lead us every day, every game. So Isaiah's been big for us.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's a team that, you know, you've got some local kids kind of mixed in with guys from outside the area. What have the local kids, how have they kind of helped you guys become comfortable living here in Tucson?
I mean, like, they've been good, you know, just honestly, like, showing us around and stuff like that. Like, this is a brand new city for a lot of us, and them being from here honestly helped a lot.
Yeah, have you found a Mexican food place you like, Isaac?
No, I actually haven't. I don't know. I just need to keep looking, honestly.
How about you, Mason? You got a spot you got a go-to spot that you like here in town?
Oh yeah, you know, I got plenty of spots. I like going to St. Mary's Mexican food.
Okay.
I like going. We got a spot, Wings and Rice.
Oh yeah.
Down there on the east side. That's kind of our favorite spot.
We had Brock Mendoza on the show a little bit earlier in the season. What's kind of been cool about Brock and what he's brought to this team?
Oh, it's been huge. You know, he didn't play too much last year. You know, it was a really old team, and you know, he just came in this year hungry, and he's made our lives easier. You know, he sets good screens, he rebounds, he scores for us. I mean, he's been huge for us.
I think the thing that, and you know, after we talked to him, I thought the thing that really kind of stood out about this team was just the fact that nobody averages over 20 minutes on this team. I mean, you got, you know, so many. I think you had 10 guys that are in double figures minutes, and nobody's over 20 minutes. There's so many different guys. This is such maybe as deep a team, I think, as Coach Peabody has had in a while.
Yeah, I don't know what those stats. I know we've had some tough games this year where we only got 7 healthy guys. So this year's team, we're fortunate that we're getting healthy at the right time, but we kind of were injury riddled at the start of the season.
Well, that make even more impressive that you guys have been able to do what you do. Isaac, how did you guys kind of work through that? Maybe not having all the guys that you thought you were going to have, and to still be able to win night after night.
Yeah, no, it was tough, but I mean, we just kept coming every day. You know, they got better, just spending time in the trainer's room. So They came back pretty quick, the guys that we had missing.
Have you ever been on a team that averages 107 points a game?
Never in my life. Nah, it's been crazy here. I never experienced nothing like this.
How many dunks a night are you getting in that offense, Coach?
Man, who knows? Maybe like 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah, something like
you
that.
got any dunks this season, Mason? You getting up there at all?
Not like this
not
guy.
Like this
He's
guy.
being modest with 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys, continued success. Congratulations on another undefeated regular season. Let's get these 2 wins this week and get back to Michigan and see if we can bring a trophy back here to Southern Arizona. It'll be really fun to see you guys have an opportunity to do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, Mason Hunt, Isaac Johnson from the Pima men's basketball team. We're going to talk to a few more of the fellows. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. If you're a fan of the Pima Aztecs, we want to hear from you. DK on the sports tip. Cricket right now getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collision wreck reported Orange Grove and Camino de la Tierra and Orange Grove. Backups on eastbound I-10 approaching Emparita Road. There's road work there and a reduced speed limit. Some more slowing southbound Keno Campbell at Benson Highway. Busy travel southbound Palo Verde approaching Irvington. 50 the overnight low, 80 partly cloudy tomorrow, 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 lavish indulgences, all $3 or less. It's easy to get carried away. Like when you try the new mini taco salad, you could ask, do I need a salad fork? The fork in the bag's fine. Luxe Value menu at participating locations while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
Shh, here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly with nationwide 5G because Cricket is on the AT&T network. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around-the-house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took
You're
out the
stripping?
linoleum. I stripped out the
Am
linoleum.
I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe? No-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m.? Big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas? The ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk. Real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When I found out my son was smoking weed, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
But then I found out how powerful weed is now.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
Use of high THC products by youth can cause hallucinations, cannabis-induced psychosis,
and come with increased risks of suicidal thoughts,
planning, and attempts.
Just Say No, KNOW. Go to justsayno.org today for the facts.
A public service message from Johnny's Ambassadors.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats.
It may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
About
Just call
15
800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coming to you live from Pima Community College, the West Gym. It is Division II Region 1 week for the Pima Aztec basketball teams. The ladies going to be playing tonight against the Phoenix Bears. The fellas will be on the court tomorrow for their semifinal game, and they will face Glendale College. The fellas finishing in first place, 18-0. They'll face Glendale, who went 9-9 in ACC-AC play. Pima College overall 30-0 on the season. Pleased to be joined by a couple more members of the men's side. We've got Nico Penelut, who's a former player for the Aztecs, now in his early career as an assistant coach under the legendary Brian Peabody. Brock Mendoza, who we talked with earlier in the season, also joins us as well. Guys, appreciate you taking some time. Nico, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, you played here for a couple of years. Did you think when you were a player here that this was going to be the spot where you were going to start your coaching career?
Honestly, no, it definitely was not the first thought in my mind when I came here. But, life has its ways of working funny and working its ways out. And, it led me to here. And I've loved, the moment, the ups and the downs. It's been fun.
So now where are you from originally?
I'm from Gilbert, Arizona.
Gilbert, Arizona. Okay, yeah. So when you were looking to continue your college basketball career after high school, what was the attraction to come to Pima?
Really the ability for Coach Peabody to get kids out, and he was really well known, and I'd only heard good things from him from being down in the Valley. And coming down here, I love the facilities and the workouts that I had with them, and kind of the dream they sell, was great, and I absolutely loved it. And my time here, as a player and coach has been awesome. It's been I can't thank them enough for this opportunity.
So now, is this your first or second year on staff?
This is my second year on staff.
Second year on staff. So you played 2 years ago. Was your sophomore season?
Yeah, 22-23 and 23-24.
Okay, so you guys actually, because Brock, you redshirted, if I'm not mistaken, your first year here. So you guys were teammates for a year. Tell me about Nico the teammate versus Nico the coach.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy, and it was a bit of an adjustment, but I mean, I feel like he takes some of his qualities he had as a hooper into coaching, you know, just having that hard-nosed approach and really good work ethic. So it's been good, both sides.
So as a guy that played with Brock,
Mm-hmm.
so when you're coaching him, how do you try to take what you learned as a teammate to try to make him better as a player?
For sure. I think just seeing like the growth and, you know, seeing him do good at one thing and then, you know, lead to another and kind of just like get momentum of continuously just growing from seeing him as a player and understanding what like coach was saying, you know, what we need out of our bigs as a player, and then understanding what coach is saying, you know, what we need of him as a coach now, like what he's telling me to preach to the guys. And so I think it's been a good kind of way it works itself out. It's been solid, yeah.
Nico Pentelut, Brock Mendoza, Pima men's basketball team are our guest. Brock, 30-0 for a second consecutive year. Did you think y'all could have done that?
I don't know. I mean, if you would have told us that before the season, probably wouldn't believe you. But, I mean, it just happened one day at a time. So we worked hard, and now here we are.
Okay, so you were on this team last year. How is this team different from last year's team that did this same thing?
We had to battle probably a little more adversity this year. We had more injuries, not as much experience and growth, maturity. So we had to grow up during the season and lean on each other, but we made it through well.
Is that one of the reasons I was just remarking with the other guys last time you came on? We were looking at some of the numbers after we talked to you, and we're like, wow, there's nobody on this team that plays more than 20 minutes. Is that a shock to you that this team is as deep as it is?
Yeah, it's definitely a shocker, but, I mean, we just go in there and try to give max effort at all times on the floor. So,
from the coaching side of that, Nico, to be able to play 10 guys, what has that been able to do for this team? How has Brian managed that?
Well, Coach has done a good job with it. You know, every day he comes in and, you know, kind of figures out what he's got and who's in and who's out, and does a good job of getting the guys together to play for one goal. And I think that's kind of the thing that he preaches the most is next man up and just be ready at all times. Your moment's coming. You know what I mean? Like, he just really preaches to stay ready. And when guys go down or when injuries happen or when things that you wouldn't expect, you know, you can't plan for anything in life. And so when the guys go down, coach just preaches next man up, and it's kind of worked out, right?
Yeah, you mentioned, Brock, the adversity that you guys have been through this year with some like the guys before you were saying, some of the injuries that you've been through. What kind of got you guys through that? What allowed this team to stay cohesive? We may not have this player one night, but we're still going to go out there and get our 107 and win. How did you guys fight through that?
It's all about taking the same approach with every game, whether we're favored in it or we know it's going to be a dogfight. But, you know, I mean, we all ready to go, like, when we walk in those doors. So whether it's 15 of us or 5 of us, we're going to go.
I mentioned the minutes. I mean, you're only averaging 15 minutes a game, but you're still averaging a double-double, I think, at 13 and 10. So it seems like when you're in there for those 15 minutes, you're getting a lot done at both ends of the floor. How has that worked for you that you've been able to compile those numbers in just, 15 minutes a night?
Just going out there, giving my best effort whenever I sub in.
Are there times where that happens? Like when are you best on the floor? Are there situations, I guess is what I'm asking, are there situations where he's putting you into the same type of situations night in and night out?
I mean, it's whatever it calls for, you know. I mean, coach isn't afraid to make the necessary adjustments. So whatever it is, I mean, if they got some dominant bigs or they're more guards, some of the teams on our team in our league are, they don't have a lot of size. And, so just whatever we're called to do, try to do it our best.
Nico, what can you tell us about the plan for you guys developed about how to use Brock this year?
Yeah, I mean, Brock is a presence in the paint. You know, not many people walking around are 7 feet tall, 6'10", whatever you want to call it. And so having that presence and him being able to actually move at 7 feet, you know, a lot of people who are taller or maybe uncoordinated or not able to jump or run, you know, as well as Brock does, and he's able to move, get up and down the court, and, you know, we play super fast and our pace shows, and Brock's been able to keep up with that, whether it's, you know, 4-minute stints or the whole game, right? Brock is able to keep up with our pace, and I think that's huge for us. And so our plan with Brock is, you know, when he's in there, utilize him, and when he's out, you know, we play a different type of game, but when he's in there, we got to make sure the ball goes into him, gets it off the glass, right, and, you know, just be a presence on defense and block shots and alter shots and do things of that nature.
Nico Peneloot is our guest, assistant coach, Pima men's basketball team. Brock Mendoza, center or forward do you classify yourself as?
I mean,
forward or set?
Give him a forward.
Forward?
Yeah,
give him a forward. He shoots what, like 35% from three?
Yeah, well, there you go. So how many threes a night you taking this year?
I don't know. If it's going well, maybe I'll get 1 or 2
1 or 2.
Hey, he can knock down. Give him a trail 3. He'll knock it down for you.
I think you're averaging less than half a 3-point shot a night. So it's not. We're not taking a lot of threes out there. Not a lot of threes out there. I mean, so obviously, Nico, you've been on the staff 2 years, and that, you know, the 2 years that you guys have had these incredible runs through the regular season. So I'm sure you're partially responsible for that. What do you think your imprint has been on this program in the 2 years you've been an assistant coach?
Honestly, I mean, I think the biggest thing I do is just keep, I think, everybody together. I try and come in with a smile on my face every day, you know, show that we're going to work hard. You guys got to work hard. You know, my imprint is definitely in there on offense and defense and ins and outs of the basketball game. But, you know, when the game happens, like us coaches, we just sit back and kind of enjoy the game they play, right? And so I think it's more just showing up every day with a smile on my face and being an energy guy. And even when I was, you know, playing, like that was kind of my role to just, you know, like make sure everyone's good. And so I just kind of try and take that approach to it every day. You know, some days we're going to be bad. Other people are going to have things going on in life. But if I can have a smile on my face, you know, maybe it puts one on theirs. And being so young, you know, Coach does a good job of utilizing, like, my ability to get or emotionally, like, you know, talk to the guys. And if he doesn't want to say certain things or have certain talks, you know, like that, you know, older coach would, but a younger cat could, like, it kind of sends me down for it. And, you know, I'm able to relay it and try and keep, like, a good, you know, bond between coaches and players and, you know, the whole kind of cell as one.
Brock, for you, obviously coming down here from Utah, what have you loved about this experience being in Tucson and playing with this program?
It's taught me a lot just about the game and in life, you know, growing up, being away from family, coming to school out here, and then just working hard every day. That's what we do, and that's why we've had success.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself being away from home?
Just I can pick myself up, you know, if I'm knocked down, and just keep having that fine spirit.
You learn how to cook for yourself yet?
Oh, yeah. A lot better in the kitchen now. Laundry, all that.
What's Brock Mendoza's go-to dish when I'm going to make this because I'm hungry. I want to eat my own cooking tonight.
I mean, I try to make the simple meals with a lot of proteins.
Okay, there you go.
Chicken and rice, ground beef.
Right.
You know, the staples.
Hey, got to get that protein. That's what it's all about for sure. If there's one thing that you'd like to see this team improve on in this postseason stretch going into Illinois here in a few weeks, what do you want to see? Both of you. Brock, we'll start with you.
I think just pick everything up overall, especially intensity-wise. I mean, we need to know what's at stake. What we did in the regular season doesn't matter. It's just one game at a time now.
Nico, what did y'all learn about when you get to Illinois, what it takes to win there and be the champion?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of go from the hunted to the hunter when you go from, you know, Arizona basketball here to the national championship. You know, everyone there won their region or, you know, got second, got an at-large bid, and so everyone there has had the success that you've had, and so it all goes out the window when you get there, and it's going to be tough. You know, fouls aren't going to be called. Things are going to go wrong. You can't plan for it. Someone's going to get sick, but it's always the team that's the most prepared going into it, and that's kind of been our staple going in since day one, since, when we got here in June. Coach always says, that's not going to be there in the national tournament, okay? He always gets, on us in practice, like, hey, you can't replicate Arizona basketball. You got to replicate national championship basketball.
How is it? Because the other guy said it's different. The play is a little bit different. Can you describe maybe, Brock, how it was different when you got there last year?
Intensity and just knowing what's at stake. Not only the title, but that's our biggest stage for college coaches in person.
Yeah.
And so, you got that. It's going to bring the best out of everybody, competition-wise.
Any idea what's next for you?
Not right now.
No?
Nah, just seeing the playing field, make a decision near the summer.
There you go. All right. Well, Brock, continued success. Get these 2 dubs this week. Get back to the national tournament. Nico, keep doing everything you're doing on your road here on the coaching side. And we've enjoyed watching you guys and looking forward to more basketball to be played.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Nico Pentelut and Brock Mendoza, Pima College men's basketball, 30-0 on the season. They'll play Glendale in their semifinal game here tomorrow night with tip-off at 7 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip coming to you live from the West Gym up there at Pima College, West Anklam Road. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center, westbound I-10 slowing between Valencia and Irvington Palo Verde. Collisions reported Orange Grove and Camino de la Tierra. Also Thornydale and Hardy, some slowing on Thornydale at Hardy and backups on the southbound I-19 frontage road at Irvington. 50 the overnight low, 80 partly cloudy tomorrow and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Having trouble sleeping? Visit Mattress Firm during the Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Their sleep experts will help find your perfect bed from a premium selection of top brands. They make sleep easy.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management. And one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Colts gave themselves no other choice yesterday when they applied the transition tag to quarterback Daniel Jones. When the team traded 2 first-round picks back in November for Sauce Gardner, they all but tied themselves to Jones, who at the time was playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Now coming off an Achilles injury, the Colts can negotiate a deal while other teams can give Jones a contract as well. Another assumed risk by the Colts. I'm Adam Abdallah.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. I do believe I have a sweet deal I'm going to tell you about coming up a little bit later. Right now, though, we are joined by the athletics director and the head baseball coach here at Pima College. Ken Hakimi joins us as we get set for basketball here tonight. We've got one of the young ladies down on the court getting a few shots up already. It'll be Pima and Phoenix coming up at 7 o'clock here on West Anklam Road. Raymond, who's that we've got taking shots down there? Cassie Coolidge from Saguaro High School. Cassie Coolidge from Saguaro down there getting a few shots up. Ken, going to be a busy night for you. You probably just got off the field from baseball practice, and now you got to put on your administrative hat here for this rivalry, Phoenix and Pima. I thought Phoenix and Mesa is always going to be the big rivalry on the women's side, but Phoenix and Pima, we've seen some pretty intense battles there as well between these two schools.
Absolutely. Phoenix College has done a really good job this year, and worked hard and got in the playoffs, and they've given us some games, so it'll be fun to watch. Obviously, I feel like we have the upper hand playing at home, but it'll be a good matchup.
So now let's talk about your administrative hat here first, in terms of what you do to get ready for a 4-night-in-a-row scenario like what you're going to have this week with 2 semifinal games and hopefully 2 final games as well.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of planning that goes on. Fortunately for us, we've got a lot of people in place that help with that. And for me, it's handling my team during the day, and then coming and helping out as much as I can here, being an administrator, make sure everything is taken care of, the teams have what they need, and do my job here at night. So it's been great, and I'm looking forward to this week, watching our teams play.
What have you? This is second or third year?
This is second year.
Second year. What have you learned about juggling these two jobs, especially in this time of year when your team's on the field?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it really is. There's a lot of stress at times, but like I said before, we've got some good people in place with Dan and Todd and some people that are able to help when I can't be here. And, a perfect example will be Saturday night. I'm going to do my best to get back here as quickly as possible, but we're playing on the road, and we're at South Mountain. And, I know that if I'm not going to be here, I can count on Dan and some other people to help out and take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Talking about Dan Bethel, volleyball coach. Now, what's his role? Is he kind of an assistant to you? Or?
Dan is part of my team. I have a team. My administrative team, includes Todd Holthouse, Dan Bethel, and Jerry Stitt. So that's our team. We meet every week. We talk about everything that's going on within our department, some things that we need to get better at, improve on, work on, just things like that. And they do a great job and really help support me with my position, and especially at this time when I've got to, double roles and I'm on the road and things like that.
I don't know a lot about the other schools in the ACCAC, but do a lot of the schools have the longevity like you guys have here when you talk about Brian Peabody and Todd Holthouse and Dave Cosgrove and Kendra Velez and these coaches who've been around, 20 plus years here at Pima College, and Dan Bethel, who's been around for as long as he's been around. Is that similar at a lot of the schools within this conference?
I don't think so. I think there's a few schools that have coaches, a coach or two that have been, with their program for a long time, but not like we have. The majority of the coaches that we have in place here have been here for a good amount of time. So, for me, that's great because they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a while, and I just help support them as much as I can and stay out of their way because they're all really good at what they do.
What's it like to have a resource like Jerry Stitt?
It's invaluable. I mean, I've known Stitter for a long time, and just having him in the office and being able to bounce things off of him and, ask him questions about, not just baseball, obviously just with everything. He helps a ton, and so he has so much knowledge. He's been around the block a couple times, and he really helps with a lot of things that we're trying to get better at, and he provides some, awesome advice about what things that we should do, and we all listen. We all listen because he knows what he's talking about.
Ken Hockamy is our guest, the athletics director, baseball coach here at Pima College. I want to ask you a follow-up to that. What kind of baseball man is he? What kind of when y'all are talking ball, like what are some of the things that you dive into? Is he identifying this kid, and here's maybe what I think he needs to do to take that next step? Are those the type of baseball conversations you guys are having?
We do. We have those conversations all the time. We were just out on the field a little while ago, and we were talking about, different plans to hit, and we were talking about, two-strike hitting. And one of the things that we had a long conversation about today was playing catch-up. And catch-up is basically a term that we use when we're behind and we're trying to catch up. And there's a strategy behind it. And so we were talking about that today, and it's just so nice. And I tell our guys all the time, guys, you really don't understand how lucky you are. You're probably the luckiest junior college baseball team in the country, because I can promise you there's nobody with Coach Stitt's knowledge that is working with another junior college team at the length that he does. And so our guys really love him being out there. They text him, call him, ask to come early to hit, in the morning. And Coach Stitt, he never turns a guy away. And he told me that early on. I'll be willing to help any one of your players as much as they want help. But if they don't want help, I'm not going to help them, So he really does a really tremendous job with our team.
Tell me a little bit about your squad that you've got. You guys have played about 25 games so far this year. What do you like about this squad here?
Well, I really like our team. It's balanced between, sophomores and freshmen. We have some returners that have done a good job for us. We have got some young guys that have really stepped up. The thing that we're battling, and we've been battling since the first part of the season is just injuries. So, you know, one of our best hitters in the first game, in the first inning of the first game, he got a base hit like he normally does, and they picked over to first, and he slid back and dislocated his shoulder. So he's been out since that game. We've had 4 pitchers that came back from Christmas sore, and we just found out our number 1 guy could possibly miss the season. So, you know, I mean, we're trying to manage through that. And, you know, like I told our coaches, if we can just manage this first part of the season, understanding that we're playing with some guys that might not be there down the stretch and some pitchers that might not be pitching down the stretch, we're going to be fine. And we're, you know, I think we've done a pretty good job with that. Obviously, I don't like to lose. And we had this conversation with our team last night after we lost 2 games to Central, who's a really good team. But we just feel like we've beaten ourselves. You know, the games that we've lost, we've beat ourselves. We just don't feel like anybody has really just come out and beat us. We've made some mistakes, and so we're learning and we're getting better. And so hopefully when we get fully healthy, we'll be a really good team.
You got a catcher with a pretty good baseball name, Cooper Kruk. Any relation to the Kruk family at all, or no?
No, he's not, but he's an unbelievable player. I will say that. He's already signed at the U of A. He's only a freshman. I expect him to be a good Major League draft pick this year. He's one of the most talented players I've ever coached.
Wow.
And, you know, there's a bright future ahead of him. And, you know, with me saying that, him being a great player, he's even a better person, a hard worker. He broke his ankle. First practice of second practice of the fall, missed the entire fall, had surgery, and just continued to work and get better while he was rehabbing.
Wow.
So, really good one.
You got some speed there. It looks like from, is it Adriel Figueroa Brito? What kind of player is he?
He's an unbelievable athlete. I mean, one of the fastest kids I've ever coached. You know, he's an Albuquerque kid, and, you know, I have I have a tie back there, obviously, coaching at UNM for a long time, and, you know, so I know a lot of the coaches and players and things like that. So, he's done a really good job for us. He can pitch. He pitches a little bit for us. He plays short, second, third. But he's done a little bit of everything, and he's going to be a great one.
You've got B.J. Clifford on your staff now.
We do.
From former Sabino High School coach there.
Well, yeah. So his son played for me a few years ago.
That's right, yeah.
Preston. And B.J. and I have been friends for a long time. And, you know, he reached out to me, you know, last year, and it's like, you know, if anything ever comes up, I'd really like to join the staff. I just miss baseball. I want to get out there. My schedule will allow me to get out there. And so we jumped at the opportunity and added him to the staff. And he's been great. He works with our outfielders, and, you know, he does a really good job, and he's such a good communicator with the kids, and they really like being around them.
And I got to ask you about one of my favorite Aztecs of all time, Romeo Ballesteros, is back as a coach too. How's he developing into that role?
Well, he's a super talented kid, as you know, as a player, as a coach, and you know, he just he's so creative and talented. He just dropped his own line of clothing just on Sunday. And you know, it's been all over social media with our players sharing it, and he's sold out of almost everything that he had within the first 3 or 4 days. Wow. So, you know, he's great. He's great. I can't say enough good things about him.
Anybody on this team that could possibly get drafted?
Yeah,
this coming year?
I think Cooper Kruk is going to be a for sure draft.
Okay.
I mean, you know, the other guys it'll be probably late in the draft if anybody else gets drafted. But I expect Cooper to be a good draft and be offered a good amount of money to sign. I think that you know, his commitment with the U of A is going to be hard to keep him away from. But you know how it is. Money talks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But he's going to get offered some money. He's a good one.
Yeah. Has that how is I guess is NIL, has that affected anything on the JC level in terms of how kids choose? You know, obviously it's tougher we're seeing, especially with the transfer portal, so many schools now are going with older kids. It sometimes can be tough for these younger kids to find a place.
Yeah. There's definitely, we've seen that impacted to some of our, players as far as recruiting goes. I mean, in years past, it was, we felt it was much easier to send guys out to the next level. But, more and more schools are choosing to go to the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And they've got some money to spend. And so they can go out and grab a guy at a little lesser school, pay him some money and bring him in, instead of taking a junior college guy. So, I feel still like we're getting our guys recruited and, they're going off and playing at the next level. But I definitely have seen the difference.
There you go. Well, Ken, continued success with this team as you guys get into the heart of your ACCAC season. Second place right now in Division II, and hopefully by the end of the season you'll be raising a banner there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a big one this weekend against South Mountain, our rival, so we're looking forward to it.
Homer.
We're at South.
That's right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, at South Mountain. Ken, appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay. Thanks for having me, David.
Ken Hockamy, baseball coach, AD, up here at Pima College. It is Division II Region 1 weekend. Aztecs will be playing semifinal games tonight, women and men tomorrow night, and with victories, finals on Friday and on Saturday. It is hour 2 in the books, hour 3 coming up for you straight ahead. We'll check in on Arizona women's basketball. They were winning at last. I looked. Now they are down 18-17 to Arizona State as they are just about to begin the second quarter of that first-round game in Kansas City. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Some slowing for both directions of travel on I-19 between Irvington and Valencia. Crash at Thornydale and Hardy and Thornydale. At Stone and Grant Road and Stone Avenue, that's a building fire. Tucson Fire Department on scene there. TPD is on scene also doing traffic control at Stone Avenue and Grant Road. 50 the overnight low, 80 partly cloudy tomorrow, and 81 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Cool Willie's is Tucson's home for heating and plumbing with legendary service, fast help, friendly techs, and work done right. When your home needs care, trust Tucson's own. Book now at coolwillies.com.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaska vacation. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaska vacations make me happy.
Alaska vacations make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took out the linoleum. I stripped out the linoleum.
Am I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe? No-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m.? Big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas? The ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk. Real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Do you disregard people's...
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coming to you live from Pima College. It is Division II Region 1 week as the Aztec women's and men's basketball teams getting set to try to go down that road that will lead to their respective national tournaments. The ladies will be on the floor tonight against Phoenix College. Tip-off coming up here at the West Gym at 7 o'clock. The semifinals, if the ladies win, they'll play in the final here on Friday night. Fellas, tomorrow night against Glendale, same time, 7 o'clock. And if they win, they will play Saturday night in the region finals. Quick update coming from Kansas City. Round 1 of the Big 12 women's basketball tournament. Round 3 between the Sun Devils and the Wildcats. Right now, 10th seed ASU on top of U of A, 24-19. Samaya Sugapong has 4 points, and Denia Trammell has 6 to lead the Wildcats. We'll check in with Derek Palmer for a live listen coming up a little bit later in this hour. Speaking of broadcasters, pleased to be joined by the young man who's been calling games for the Pima Aztecs on their video streams this season. Ryan Sirk joins us. Ryan is a former college athlete himself, soccer player at Marshall University. Ryan, appreciate you taking a few moments to join us. How did you end up here in Arizona?
Oh, it's a long story. Thanks for having me here. It's nice to work with you, but it's been a long journey, really. So I was a military brat growing up, so I didn't really have like a home per se. Whenever somebody asked me where I'm from, I don't necessarily have the answer for them. But then obviously soccer took me out to West Virginia, and my family was originally from Arizona, so I always knew I wanted to move back. So I moved back here, and as you know, I'm sure it's difficult to find a broadcasting job. So it took me quite a few emails before I got one back from Ray, and he sent me over and started doing baseball for Coach Hakimi, and then he became the athletic director, and he said, why don't you do all the sports? I said, absolutely. So I could not turn that down.
So now when you were playing collegiate athletics, was that always the thought that when I'm done playing, I'm going to get into to broadcasting?
I knew I wanted to do something in terms of sports to stay connected with the sports, and I wasn't a very good coach. I didn't want to be a referee, so I said, what can I do? I like to talk, so here we are.
And you've done a number of things. You've done Pima Athletics. I understand you've done some stuff with FC Tucson during the summer as well?
Yes, sir. I've done everything I could possibly get my voice on, right? I've said yes to a lot of opportunities just to get better as a broadcaster.
So how does it work here at Pima College? I know they do a lot of video streams. Do you run both the video and the audio? How does that work?
So we have little huddle cameras set up here in the gym, for example. So tonight's game, it's kind of AI automated of how the camera moves. It just follows the ball. And then I just operate the scoreboard and talk simultaneously as the game's going on. Similar to what you're doing here on the show. You got a lot going on. It's not just talking.
That is for sure. Ryan Sirk joining us. So how many years have you been doing this? Is it your first year? Or?
This is my third year now.
Third year
here at Pima. Yep, I started in 2023 with baseball. So my second full season as the full voice of doing all the sports here.
Obviously, you have a soccer background, but do you have a favorite sport? What's your favorite sport to call?
I don't want to upset the other fans, but I will say it's basketball.
Basketball.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
So how did you develop your basketball style? Were there announcers you listened to growing up that have kind of helped mold you into who you are?
I watched a lot of Suns growing up. I didn't necessarily listen to a whole lot of radio, so Kevin Ray has always been in my mind as the guy that I want to be when I grow up. So K-Ray is definitely a guy I look up to the most.
There you go. So describe for me kind of, your style. In fact, call a three-pointer for one of the for one of the young ladies on the team. Let's hear. I did this to one of our other broadcasters a little while. One of our Spanish broadcasters. I said, call me a three-pointer in Spanish of one of our top guards on the U of A team. So give me what a three-pointer is going to sound like tonight.
All right. Malicia Nelson crosses the timeline. She's got Kalia Gonzalez to her right. She finds her, and she knocks it down from beyond the arc. Kalia Gonzalez with her third three-pointer of the night, and the Aztecs are up by 100, hopefully.
There you go. Ryan Sirk, ladies and gentlemen, the broadcaster here for the Pima Aztecs. Outstanding. So obviously you mentioned you've been doing this now for 3 years. What do you believe is the next step, and how are you trying to get to that next step?
I would love to work for the U of A, obviously just being localized here in Tucson. But the next step in my view is hopefully Division I broadcasting of some level in some way, shape, or form. How I've always viewed it, right, is like broadcasters are sort of like athletes in their career trajectory, right? I started doing high school football. So then next step is junior college, and then next step after that, 4-year university. And then if you're lucky enough to go on even further, then you go on even further.
I mentioned you played soccer. Do you? What's the enjoyment level in broadcasting that?
I'll be honest, not nearly as high as basketball, but it's slowly growing on me in terms of broadcasting it, because I do like to watch soccer, and it's more of a mellow sport for me. But I like to nitpick too much, especially as the play-by-play guy. You're not supposed to.
I imagine if you've worked with FC Tucson, you've probably done some work with our guy Eric Rhodes over there.
Yes, yeah.
What type of influence has Eric been on you?
Just giving me opportunities, right?
Yeah.
As a broadcaster, you just want to get opportunities any way, shape, or form, and sometimes you just need that yes. So anybody that's said yes to me has been a positive influence for me, for sure.
Have you met your idol, Kevin Ray? Have you had a chance to have a conversation with him?
I've talked with him on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I have. It's a great great to have him as a contact in my phone, but I don't know if I'd call him right now if he'd answer.
So what piece of advice has he given you about this industry and how to attack it?
That it's not easy. In college, I just thought right out of college I'd get my dream job. And then I sat down with him, and he's like, that's not going to happen.
They're not professors knocking that down before you even think like that?
I had one professor, and I said, there's no way.
I tell the story routinely about how I had one professor. He ran. There was like 30 kids in the class the first day, and he like went on this tirade. And like the next class, there was like 6 kids left. 24 kids he chased out of that class because he was like, he went to town. He's like, 90% of you are never going to work in this business, and and you can't do this, and you'll never be able to do that. And I was like, well, he wasn't going to scare me away, but I was shocked that when we went back that second class, I was like, whoa. But the good thing for all of us that were left was we got some pretty nice hands-on experience because it was a small class.
I'm sure.
After that. So this time of year is obviously very busy because you're going to have these games this weekend, and you're also doing all the home baseball. Are you doing softball as well?
Yes, sir. So anytime there's a home Pima game, I'll be here.
Okay.
I'll be here. So we had baseball yesterday, obviously not the result we wanted. And another thing that I like about basketball is we are inside. It's a whole lot better weather indoors. But, yeah, it's a full 5-week day, or 5-day week, I should say, that we've got athletics going on here at Pima. It's great to be here right now.
All right, who's your baseball? Who's the baseball guy that you kind of listen to a lot?
Growing up, I didn't really like baseball. It was really boring to me, so I don't really necessarily have my favorite broadcaster in baseball, but I do work for another radio kind of company where they distribute audio for baseball, so I've been listening to a lot and just kind of gathering what I like about different baseball broadcasters. I think the Milwaukee Brewers do a fantastic job, especially Bob Bucher, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But they just know exactly what needs to happen in terms of broadcasting, in my opinion.
There you go. You mentioned you've done some high school football too?
Yes. Yeah, I started doing Mesquite high school football.
Oh, wow, okay.
That was my first job out of college.
Gilbert, up in Gilbert?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Outstanding. Do you have a football guy that you like?
Joe Buck is actually a pretty good broadcaster, in my opinion. But
he's pretty good.
If I had to give you my GOAT broadcaster, Mike Tirico. He can do it all.
Yes, Mike Tirico is about as good as they get. We saw that on the recent Olympics as well. Well, Ryan, I don't know that I've heard you yet, but I'm going to have to take a listen and check out some of your work. I have a huge baseball background, so if you ever need any help in that area,
absolutely,
please don't hesitate to call. Maybe I'll twist Raymond's arm and come out and call an inning.
Absolutely, I'd love to have you. There's plenty of room in the booth.
There you go. There you go. Have a great call tonight, Ryan.
Thank you, sir. And I'd love to sit down with you, get your background in broadcasting.
Absolutely. Ryan Cirk is our guest. He is the broadcaster out here at Pima Athletics. So how can people listen tonight or watch?
There's a YouTube channel, completely free. Aztec Tough is the YouTube channel.
Aztec Tough is the YouTube channel. All right. Tonight, tip-off at 7 o'clock for Pima and Phoenix. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I mentioned that we've got Arizona women's basketball game going on right now. In fact, let's since we've been talking so much about broadcasters and announcing, J-Dub, let's send it out to our guy Derek Palmer and have a live listen in now. Second quarter of the Big 12 first round.
Double teams is tying up her Elliott, and the jump ball is going to give it back to ASU. $12 turnovers now for the Cats. 2:51 to go. They still trail 4. Arizona State, coincidentally, has turned it over 4 times in the last 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Poa over the stripe. Starts moving to the left. Fantini directs traffic, tells Elliott to go up top. She gets the pass. Now Washenitz has it off of her back hip. Able to control that one. Now pick up her dribble on the right wing. Fantini again has the dribble poked away from her. This time Trammell's hands. And it's out of bounds off of ASU. Washenitz is asking for another review. Guess you only get to use that card once and a half. As this one's thrown into no man's land, but Trammell's able to get that one. Now go over the top of the defense where Ladwig is knocked down. ASU's bench is again furious. That's the third team foul on ASU. Taking a look at the replay. She totally ran into her. Levette with total body contact from the shoe top to the shoulder. And ASU's bench was all, what? But anyway, Molly's at the free throw line where, again, the Wildcats need some points badly. She's got the first one up and good. Only 4 free throws combined. ASU, which was in the bonus at the 6-minute mark, hasn't been able to take advantage. Cats trimmed the deficit to 3. Ladwig has one more. Got that one good. 27-25. Poa comes across the stripe. ASU's turned it over 3 times in the last minute and a half. Elliott makes it 4. She dives back on it, and a jump ball will give it back to the Wildcats. Third time the possession arrow has been invoked here in the second quarter. And that's now 4 turnovers in the last minute 45 seconds. Cats have the basketball, 2 minutes and 17 seconds left, and Amaya Williams is coming back out to replace Washenitz.
All right, we'll check back in with Derek Palmer again coming up a little bit later. Number 10 seed Arizona State leading 15th seed Arizona 27-25 with about 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go first half. In Kansas City, Samaya Sugapong, 7 points for the Wildcats. Denia Trammell has 6. Molly Ludwig has 5. The Wildcats have gone 2 for 7 from behind the arc. They're shooting 39% overall. Arizona State's shooting 44% on the ball game. They are led so far by Marley Washenetz. Who has 8 points. She has knocked down a couple of 3-point shots for ASU. 27-25. We'll get an update on that in the third quarter. Let's get a break in here. When we come back, Dan Bethel is going to join us. He is the volleyball coach here at Pima College, and as you heard, kind of the right-hand man of athletics director Ken Hakimi. We'll get Dan's thoughts on what is a busy weekend here for the Aztecs. He was laughing there. I said right-hand man. It is oh, hey, we got Eugene Ederson in the house. We might have to get Gene on here as well, talk some basketball. Look at Gene's all like, I mean, he is like, he's ready for, he's like SWAT. Eugene Ederson's like, he's sitting, let's get a break in here because Eugene's already sitting down. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290. Good, Gene.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Craycroft south of Speedway. Crash reported there. Some southbound slowing. Southbound on Craycroft to the south of Speedway. Stone and Grant. That was a building fire. Fire crews on scene. TPD might still be on scene doing traffic control at Stone and Grant. Slowing northbound I-19 approaching and passing Valencia. Southbound I-19 slowing approaching Irvington. 50, the overnight low, 80, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 81 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
My gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
En garde! U.S. Olympians do it. Your neighbor's kid does it. And yes, it's the only socially acceptable way to carry a sword. Fencing. No, not the kind that keeps dogs in. This is the Olympic and Paralympic sport for all ages. Fencing is fun, safe, and welcoming. Physical chess that builds both body and mind. Kids and adults make friends fast, stay active, and even open doors to college programs nationwide. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found GoodRx. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's GoodRx, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Shh, here he comes.
Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money, getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The Unrivaled Basketball League's second ever championship game will be held tonight. Monday's semifinals at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn were sold out.
I'm getting ready for
with over
tomorrow's game. I have the
18,000
Cochise
people on
at Eastern Arizona
Superstar
College game
Brianna
tomorrow.
Stewart scored 20.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests
Buy
around.
homes as is for cash. No fees, no commissions, no repairs. Get a fair cash offer in just 24 hours and close in as little as 7 days. Call 833-719-5877 now for your free no-obligation offer. That's 833-719-5877. House Buyer Network. Fast cash, no hassle.
Offers are typically below market value in exchange for speed and convenience. Call for details.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, they've gone to the half in Kansas City. It is the first round of the women's Big 12 Conference Tournament, and the Wildcats taking on the Sun Devils, meeting number 3 of the year between the two rivals. ASU won the 2 regular season meetings, and they are up by 1 at the half, 29-28, the score in Kansas City. Winner will take on Iowa State tomorrow in round number 2. All right, let's continue to talk some basketball out here. We're at Pima College, and I feel real protected right now because I got one of the more popular police officers on the Pima Aztecs police force, Pima College police force, as well as a big man from the 2001 team at the University of Arizona that went to the national championship game. Eugene Edgerson is joining us, and Gene, you look like you're ready for SWAT today.
Well, hopefully everything's calm today.
Well, Phoenix and Pima, I don't know. There's not always real calm when these two teams get together.
Yeah, it's a dogfight between both teams. Both have very passionate fan bases, and it could be explosive at times. So, I'm just here to just make sure that everybody's nice and calm.
So what's your role? Like, are you by yourself here? Will there be other folks on hand just to keep the peace, make sure that the two fan bases play friendly and all of that?
Yeah, we'll have probably 4 or 5 people here, just to make sure that everybody's just here to have fun, watch a well-played game, and go home and get home safely. No nonsense.
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't realize it just seemed like yesterday that you started as a police officer up here at Pima College, and you told me beforehand it's been 8 years now.
Yeah.
What have you enjoyed about this role with this community here?
I actually love doing what I do. Yeah. It's a very tough job at times, but when you treat people the way you want to be treated in some of their darkest times, and the outcome goes better than what you expected it to go, then you've done your job. So, for me, I just love, taking care of business, right? Sometimes people need help and they don't want to get the help, but I go ahead and give them the help anyway. And sometimes I have discretion. Hey, am I going to handle this situation this way, or am I going to handle it this way? And I just try to be fair. I always think about, if I were in their shoes, how would I want to be treated? But at the end of the day, sometimes I have a tough job to do, and I do the job no matter what, because that is what is supposed to be done. It's the right thing to do in certain moments.
So what are you encountering as a cop for a junior college? Are you at all the campuses? Are you downtown? Are you on the north side? Are you patrolling all of those campuses? Are you primarily here on West Campus? How does that work?
That's a very good question. I am the West Campus liaison officer, so I'm like the campus guru here. I should know everything about the campus. I'm responsible for what happens here Monday through Thursday, 6 in the morning to 4 p.m., and I'm your guy. So if something happens criminally during that time that I just mentioned, I take care of it. I'm also responsible for making sure that I'm in constant contact with the athletic director, the vice president of the campus, and everybody who, from an administrative standpoint, needs to know what's going on. So I need to inform them, they need to inform me. So we all work together. It's another team.
Law enforcement, was that something you always thought you'd eventually get into?
Yes. It's crazy because as a little kid, I had my house broken into. I had drug dealing in the neighborhood. I had killing and stealing, you name it. I had all kinds of craziness happening in my neighborhood. And I'm like, man, I wish I could be part of the solution and not a part of the problem, like what was going on. So it just happened that I took a liking to the game of basketball. Basketball got me out of a very poverty-stricken area. Left New Orleans, came out here for college, and eventually got my degree in elementary education and my master's in teaching and teacher education from the U of A. And in college, I knew I had a gift, and that gift was working with kids. So I would go to different schools in the area and just spend time with the kids. And I'm like, okay, I have a real instant connection with these kids, and I want to take this further. So that's what got me into education. But I always circle back. I'm like, you know what? How would it be to help the community in an even broader spectrum? And here I am, and I love it.
Eugene Edgerson is our guest, Arizona forward, class of 2001. We brought the fellas back together earlier this season. What was that like to have?
It was so cool to see some of those guys. I hadn't seen them since we stopped playing in 2001.
Yeah.
Guys like Lamont Frazier, Ricky,
Wessel.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Jay West in a minute. It was just so good just to reconnect with those guys. And it's like we never skipped a beat, right? Like, although we hadn't seen each other in 20-something years or whatnot, it was like, man, we were just in the dorms together or, running up and down McHale or competing against one another in practice. But the one thing that both teams that I played on, whether it was the championship team or the team that came in the second place, amazing guys, just good people. And, everybody opens up their home. They're like, hey, Gene, if you ever come out here, you're more than welcome to stay. And the same thing, when they come to Tucson, I'm like, hey, man, if you need somewhere to crash out, you're welcome to come to my place and hang out. But it's just that kind of vibe. And I love it, man. You just don't get that nowadays. I talk to guys who play ball at various colleges or whatever, and they don't have that connection like we have.
I think we had John Asher on the show, and I think he was the one that said there's a trivia question that you, him, I believe, are two of three that played on both of the teams that got to the finals.
Yeah, it was me, Jay West, and John Ash.
Right, yeah, those three guys.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool to be part of that trivial question, right? Who would have, coming from New Orleans, I was just thankful to be able to come to a good program, be taught by a very good teacher who happened to be an awesome coach in Coach Olson, and have the success that I had. I was just fortunate. I was at the right place at the right time. On top of that, I was also a very hard worker. So it just like all the pieces came together, and look at where I'm at now.
What made you stay? Did you think you would stay here and make Tucson your home?
It just grew on me.
Yeah.
I always knew I wasn't going back to New Orleans to live. I knew that. It was just too bad, too crazy. Like, New Orleans is a different place.
Yeah.
I miss the food. I miss the culture. But you know what? I don't miss the craziness. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to deal with that. You heard me. So now I'm like, you know what? Tucson is nice, and it's kind of like in the middle. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. It's just kind of chill, and that's my vibe. I'm chill. I'm an Aquarius, man, and we chill. We don't bother nobody bother us. We just chill.
That's awesome. And your son just finishing his senior year at South Point Catholic?
Yeah, Jazzy just finished his last season at South Point Catholic. Now we're trying to figure out what his next move is going to be. Possibly get him into a postgraduate program.
Okay.
Because I think he still needs some development. When I see Jazzy play, I'm like, he has something. I don't know what it is, but he has sparks of something, and I believe that if he has somebody develop him, he may give himself an opportunity to play small college basketball, maybe Division II, NAIA basketball. You never know. But I think he needs some development. And also, my son is young. He's only 17.
Oh, wow.
So he'll be turning 18 right before graduation time. So just
he's a young senior.
Yeah, he's a young senior. Yeah. And unfortunately, he didn't get the development that I was hoping for in high school, but that's okay. The way things are set up now, we can maybe go a different route, and it's up to him. You're only going to get out what you put into it.
Yeah.
So like I tell my son all the time, if you're going to be successful, it's going to be because of you. You got to be willing to, just do everything you need to do to get to where you want to get to.
We're joined by Eugene Ederson, U of A class of 2001, out here at Pima College, getting you set for an exciting night of junior college basketball. Eugene is also an official. Before he became a cop, he was one of the popular officials around town, and you've got some of those duties coming up this weekend as well.
I got a big game tomorrow. You guys can tune in. I'll be refereeing the Eastern Arizona College game against Cochise College.
Okay.
Hall of Fame coach Jerry Carrillo.
Yeah.
He's crazy. But I can tell you this, that guy can coach.
That's the one thing about the fact that the D2s and D1s don't play anymore. I always enjoyed seeing Coach Carrillo come up here with Cochise College. He was a fun coach to kind of watch from that sideline.
Yeah, coach is nuts. But I tell anybody and everybody, like, hey, if I was coming up, that's the kind of coach I would want to play for. No matter how crazy he is, he can flat out coach. Sometimes you look at his team and you're like, nah, he's not going to have a good year this year. And all of a sudden he just coaches that team up, and all of a sudden they're in the mix. Because I can tell you one thing, at the beginning of the season, I didn't think they would be in a position that they're in. But that's a credit to his great coaching. So I have his game against Eastern Arizona. I have the 2-3 matchup tomorrow, and 1 and 4 play as well. And that's going to be Arizona Western versus the College of Southern Nevada. That should be a good game, but I believe the number 1 seed, Arizona Western, to win that game. But I'm in for a dogfight tomorrow. I don't expect this game to be an easy game at all. I think it's going to come down to the wire. And I'm working with 2 very good officials. Matter of fact, one of the guys that I'm working with, Marcus Hicks, his dad used to referee in the Pac when I played.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's so cool to be working with somebody whose father used to referee my games in college.
Right.
Yeah, and we have another guy, Keith Holmes. He's a young up-and-coming official who's, glad to have him. And I don't think you guys know this, but in the junior colleges, at least here in Arizona, the coaches are the ones, I believe, who pick who they want to work their games.
Right.
So I feel very honored, very blessed, very lucky, very fortunate to have both Coach Carrillo and Coach Cam from EAC both say, you know what, I want Gene refereeing my game, along with Marcus and Keith.
Right. Absolutely. Did you think you would ref? I mean, having played at that level, I mean,
it never crossed my mind, David. So what happened? Bob Schofield, all right, who used to referee men's and women's college basketball. One day he was like, Gene, come to my camp. So he was teaching referees camp, beginners referee camp. So I went to his camp and I fell in love with it. And it never crossed my mind. I never thought about it. And obviously I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, but I stuck with it. And I'm like, okay, I can do it. And it just reminds me of what I'm doing now, right? Like there's rules, there's laws, you have discretion. Sometimes, things are black, sometimes things are white, but sometimes you can just kind of, okay, am I going to do this, make this decision or not? So, law enforcement and officiating goes hand in hand, if you ask me. But, it's fun. It really is, just to share that each night. I'm out there on the court refereeing, sharing that night with my crew, being on the same page. Nothing like when you have 3 guys officiating a game on the same page. When you got one guy in the crew that's throwing hand grenades and messing things up, like, come on, man, what are you doing, man? Why you do that? Why you make that call? Come on, don't do that again. We give him a hard time, or her. Depends on who your crew is at that time. But yeah, it's a blast. I truly love it. I can't watch basketball the same anymore. Like when I'm watching basketball, I'm not watching the players anymore. I'm actually watching the referees.
Right, yeah.
And I tell myself, Gene, stop watching the referees, watch the players. And I'm just programmed now to watch the referees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have a different perspective of the game now.
D1 dreams at all?
So I was doing Division I basketball. I was in the Big Sky Conference.
Okay.
I think my second year in the Big Sky Conference, I had to get off the roster to go to the police academy. Unfortunately, once I got off the roster to go to the police academy, when I came back ready to go, they didn't give me my job back. No hard feelings. Life goes on.
Right.
But I enjoy doing the levels that I'm doing right now, which is junior college, and I'm also doing NAIA basketball.
Okay.
I love it.
That's awesome. Eugene, we appreciate you taking some time to join us.
You're welcome. Go Cats.
Keep the peace here tonight.
And go Aztecs, too.
Go Aztecs, too. Absolutely. Eugene Ederson, Arizona forward, class of 2001. Our guest, one of just, you heard that, 3 players who was on both the 1997 National Championship team and the 2001 team that went to the National Championship game. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported Swan and 29th Street and Swan. Craycroft south of Speedway, some southbound slowing on Craycroft south of Speedway. Some mild freeway slowing westbound I-10 approaching Ruthroff. Slowdowns on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. For I-19, southbound I-19 slowing at Irvington and northbound I-19 slowing near Valencia. 50 the overnight low, 80 partly cloudy tomorrow, and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Spring savings start early at Lowe's. Get a Cobalt 24-volt max leaf blower for just $99 and 4 bags of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil for just $10. Valid through 3/4. Soil offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med presses she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money, getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. Watch PGA Tour champions battle for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. Plus, Friday, March 20th, the Tucson Conquistadors present CQ Fest at Rillito Park with Lady A, Parmalee, Red Farron, and more. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences benefits colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Get tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at pixrockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Trimfire.
Nobody covers your cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took
You're
out the
stripping?
linoleum. I stripped out the
Am
linoleum.
I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment coming up here from the Pima College, getting you set for some action tonight. On the ladies' side, semifinal game between the Aztecs and Phoenix College. We're going to talk to Dan Bethel here coming up. Dan, you can see him if you're watching on our video stream. He has sat down with us, but first I got to tell you about a sweet deal I got for you. Dan, have you ever been to Quesos on 4th?
I have not.
No. Well, Quesos on 4th is the new Mexican-American food spot on 4th Avenue, and we've got a sweet deal. Are you familiar with our sweet deals?
I am, yes.
Okay, so 8:30 a.m., most Fridays, we have a giveaway of some sort. So this is going to be a $50 gift certificate that you can get for just $25 at WildcatsRadio1290.com. Quesos on 4th, hottest new food spot, just opened on 4th Avenue. Delicious fusion Mexican-American quesadillas, like their cheeseburger quesadilla. They've got an incredible Philly cheesesteak quesadilla. You ever been to Philly?
I have not been to Philly, but I do love a good
but you do.
cheesesteak.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. They also have vegan and vegetarian options. All Queso on 4th orders come with a cup of elote, a cup of elote corn, while also offering other tasty bites like spicy Mexican brownies and tres leches cake. So there you go. Dine in or take out. It is Quesos on 4th, and you can get that sweet deal. Wildcats Radio 1290 starting Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. All right, Dan Bethel, he's the volleyball coach here at Pima College, and he's going to help us wrap up our show here today. We've got some ladies out on the floor starting to take shots. So, Dan, what's your role here tonight? Are you a peacekeeper as well? Because, you know, Phoenix and Pima, it's a pretty big rivalry. Things can get a little crazy when these two schools get together.
Hopefully, my job is to, is to sit here and enjoy a great basketball game. But, you know, if something kind of needs to be taken care of behind the scenes, hopefully I'm able to help out, whether it's stuff at the score table or stuff with our, ticket takers or anything like that, and just kind of a little bit of support behind the scenes for our teams, not just basketball, but some of our other teams when I'm out of season, and a lot of our other coaches kind of do the same thing for us when we're in volleyball season.
So I guess, for lack of a better term, Ken Hakimi kind of referred to you as one of his lieutenants, that you kind of assist him in a lot of these management roles. Was that something you had done before with Jim and Edgar, or is that something you gravitated to just recently?
No, so my experience starting at Pima was actually in operations.
Okay.
As a volleyball coach, part-time coach, long time ago when Pima was not as financially in a good spot as we are now in terms of our full-time coaches. I worked and ran events and handled equipment and did stuff like that, and then kind of coached on the side, so to speak. But luckily that position evolved as Edgar took over as our athletic director and really tried to push our coaches into full-time roles. And luckily I was able to continue doing that. And so certainly took some experience from that, starting under Edgar and then doing a lot under Jim Monaco as well. Jim kind of pulled me in a little bit more in terms of more behind the scenes, kind of budget planning, purchasing, things like that. And then I've been able to carry some of that experience forward with Ken as well.
Obviously, you're in your off season now. So what does that entail at the junior college level? Do you guys play a spring schedule at all, or how does that work?
We do. Pretty limited. We usually have 2 or 3 dates. Right now we have 2 on the books, hopefully getting a third. So lots of practice and lots of time in the weight room, and certainly training and trying to get better, both at volleyball but also physically, and certainly staying on top of our schoolwork and being good student athletes in all aspects. And then hopefully doing some fun stuff too, coming, watching, supporting our other sports, and, enjoying time outside of volleyball. Part of that kind of helps to build our team a little bit. When we start in August, our kids that are new, literally they've been with us for days. And so it's nice to finally get to kind of know each other a little bit. And for those girls to learn a little bit about each other and hang out kind of socially, and hopefully do some fun things, as well as getting to be hopefully better volleyball players.
There you go. Well, Dan, hey, we appreciate you stopping by and taking a few minutes to join us today.
My pleasure, yeah. Glad you're over here. This is exciting.
Absolutely. Dan Bethel, volleyball coach here at Pima College. All right, let's get you our Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, Mason Hunt and Isaac Johnson from the men's basketball team. We had a chance to chat with them earlier today, and one of the things I asked them, they are 30-0, is what they've learned from their head coach, Brian Peabody.
Oh, I mean, it's been great. I feel like I've learned how to really use what he says as motivation, and I've learned how he can coach me hard, but it's not personal at all, and it's just all in competitive spirits.
In terms of, like you mentioned, he can be hard. Where is he like in terms of being hard? Is it are there certain aspects of his teachings, certain things that whether that's offense or defense that he harps on most when he's coaching you guys?
I think it's just competing, working hard, and just being a good teammate and helping each other out. If you come down, make a three, and then you're not in help defense, he's going to pull you out of the game because you got to help your teammates out.
Hey, Isaac, what have you learned about the way he coaches defense? I always harken back. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. There was a game where he took 3 timeouts and within 2 minutes because you guys weren't playing very good defense. So what have you learned about his? Because again, it is an offensive program. I mean, getting to 100 points is part of the thing, but obviously he also wants you guys to be able to defend at that end of the floor. What have you kind of learned about what he demands at the defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we do get out and transition a lot. That's how we try to score, but that is just as important as playing defense and doing the 98% rules that he preaches about every day and gets on us about.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, we are getting close to basketball time here. 7 o'clock tip-off, Phoenix and Pima. We've also got the Arizona women's basketball team. Looks like they're in a media timeout right now in Kansas City. 38-38 with 3:46 to go in the third quarter. Arizona and Arizona State playing in the first round of the Big 12 women's basketball tournament. Let's get a quick listen in from Kansas City with Derek Palmer.
Excessive, hard. Oh, wait. Have they been reviewing something else? I don't know. You got 2 referees right now standing near the replay monitor. Adebanjo is going to come in. This is going to occur after ASU has made a concerted effort to get Carrera more involved in the offense. She now is the only Arizona State player in double 12. Wildcats have Sugapong with 10, Trammell with 10. Cornfield now has 6 to go with 3 assists. Arizona continuing to do an excellent job defending the 2 Arizona State leading scorers, and Gabby Elliott, who's 1 of 5 with 4 points, and McKenna Brackens, who's 2 for 3 with 4 points.
All right, you can listen to the remainder of that game coming up on Freedom 1400, third quarter and fourth quarter tied Arizona State. I wanted to pull it back out here. We got Raymond Suarez, the awesome sports information director, who has helped us set up this fabulous show today. Just wanted to spend a couple minutes with him before we get out of here. Raymond, appreciate everything that you did to line up all of the talented young student athletes that we chatted with today, coaches and administrators, as well as Gene Edgerson. I forgot to ask him about his Globetrotter time. I'll have to save that for next time. But I wanted to shout you out as well because you're doing a tremendous job here.
Thank you very much, DK. And we're really happy to have you here. I think everybody, all the guests, had a great time talking with you, and we're looking forward to the next time you come back.
And real quick, just kind of, this is how many years for you?
So last month I celebrated 14 years.
14 years here running this program. What have you learned about JC Athletics in 14 years?
It's a lot of fun, and every day is different.
And a lot of press releases and a lot of game stories and all of that good stuff. But Raymond, you do a tremendous job. Well, what's your role here tonight? Let people know, like you're usually at the scores table.
Yeah. So I will be doing live stats of the game. So after the game is over, just hitting that finalize game button, and all the stats just, are on our website, on the national website. So that's been my role for basketball, and then every other sport has been PA announcing the last few years.
Okay, we've got 30 seconds, Raymond. Do your soccer thing.
my soccer thing. Goal! And then I looked to Ryan to finish it up.
If you didn't see, I posted a video on that last year of Raymond doing his pregame intros of the soccer. It was pretty impressive. Raymond, I always appreciate you, great friend, and the continued success here with Pima Athletics.
Thank you very much, DK.
All right, that is going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to all of the guests that we had: Mason Hunt, Isaac Johnson. We had Dan Bethel, Ken Hakami as well, Gene Edgerson. We appreciate all those kids, Brock Mendoza, as well as Nico Puntalente as well. Come on out here and support your Aztecs. They've got some critical games coming up in the next 4 days. JW Madden back in the studio. Cricket, Dragon Ball had the day off. My name's David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported at
All
Ina
right.
and
All
La
good.
Cholla and Ina, Swan and
Appreciate it,
29th
man. Thank
Street.
you.
Craycroft south of Speedway with southbound slowing on Craycroft.
Yeah, I
south
got
of
all the interviews
Speedway.
already up.
I-19 slowing on southbound I-19 at Irvington. Northbound I-19 slowing north of Valencia. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 lavish indulgences, all $3 or less. It's easy to get carried away. Like when you try the new mini taco salad, you could ask, do I need a salad fork? The fork in the bag's fine. Luxe Value menu at participating locations while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaska Vacations make our